has children's clothing on sale today for half price.
Okay, 42 is Ricky Hall. Did you say that Nicholas is out? No.
No, Simon Nicholas is in. So they're all as
they're all as they are, eh?
Except you're here. You've got 39, Scott Matthews.
Yep.
Now he's a 17-year-old kid, Scott Matthews. Now he will play at full forward, by the way.
Okay.
And you've got number 2, Michael Filippo.
Okay. Pete's boy.
Yep. Sam's brother.
So you're busy this morning, were you?
Yes.
That's good.
Unusual for Saturday because we try not to be.
Yeah, but if someone comes in, I'm sure you don't say, look, it's Saturday morning, I try not to be busy.
Well, 3 or 4 people just came in out of the blue.
Are you at retailing now as well, eh?
No, Grantley is.
Oh, right.
That's Grantley's. No, these are people that I know that we've sold.
Oh, I see.
Sold to, say, 2 or 3 years ago.
Right.
Driving through town on a pleasant morning, called in and said, oh, by the way, can you get me this?
That's fair enough.
Which is nice.
Higgins. 39 is Scott Matthews. 13 is Adam Pearce. 26 is Martin Christensen. So where's our cough button, mate?
In the middle.
No, this one.
Yeah, just take it in the middle. And back on.
Okay, easy.
And if you want to talk to Graham.
No, I'm sure I won't need to do that either.
I'd say, Graham, stop yelling in my ear.
That's good.
Yeah, just having a practice, Graham.
They can yell as much as they want. Poppy yells at me for 2 hours every morning. Hooksy yells at me for 2 hours every morning. I got 5AA in my cans from the news, waffling on and being ridiculous. So I don't think one guy's going to make any difference to me.
Clearly happy.
Ένα, δύο, τρία, τέσσερα, πέντε, έξι, λεφτά, 8, 2, 10. The weed.
In the middle today. Faces ruck roving.
He'll be happier under Blighty. Oh, I think his days are gone anyway.
I don't think he'll be there.
No. Is that his run? Got an extension of his footy career, so it's good.
Round 22 from Glenelg Oval, and it's the Tigers taking on the Eagles on their home ground. A terrible run of 6 losses straight for Glenelg. The Eagles still in contention, sitting in 4th on the ladder, but losers last week to Port Adelaide by 33 points. They need a win, and they'd have to fancy themselves against this Glenelg side today. Red Bigland's first free, rucking today. With the absence of Doug Bailey, they've forced their young rookie into the ruck. Sheldrick playing at centre-half forward. Bartlett has the job on him early. Clever work, that was Pesh over to Kluzak. In turn, Page has had a wonderful year. A hurried kick just lumbers into space, but the Glenelg defence now through Reid are able to pick it up. Oh, Biglands could have taken him out, let him off the hook completely. The Weed goes hard at it, just fumbled slightly. Dillon crashed in hard at it. Now an opportunity for Rogers to feed it off quickly to Wiedemann. In turn now Zilla. Oh, well, it missed the mark, didn't it, that handball? Bow under pressure. Dillon now. Pearce around the corner and Pace sits underneath this one. Manhandled by Burke, so it looks like Burke's got the job on Pace. Pesh, Zilla and Dillon. So it's been busy early as Dillon goes forward. Morfitt missed it. Soderstrom fights hard for it. Morfitt goes back, and now there's a bounce. Joining us today, a special commentator, Ian Day. Ian, welcome to the ABC commentary.
Ian Aiken,
actually, sorry.
DB, but that's okay.
We were talking about Ian Day just a moment ago. My apologies, Ian Aiken.
That's quite all right, DB. Not a problem at all as McCulley goes up high, knocks it down. The opportunity now for Visca to come in for the Tigers. Goes nowhere. The umpire comes in with those little numbers on their backs. Bradley Webber, Tim Slavin and David Elliott. 3 in charge this afternoon. And again, Wiedemann's in there where he always is, right in the engine room. And umpire Slavin does the work. Into the game by just 2.5 minutes. Cully's across there, can't get possession of the football. Here's the opportunity for Wiedemann. He's in the business early, so is Visca. Out it comes, the opportunity now for Justin Brooks to take the ball clear. Down towards the centre wing area it goes, but only as far as the Eagles.
Big ones, feeds it off to Spear in the midfield. Under plenty of pressure, Spear still got to kick its sorts away. Ward didn't have the ball sit for him, did he? McClure goes back after it. Kluzak flicks it out to Spear. There's plenty of pressure already this match. Reed, claimed by Zilla, goes to ground. The umpires are letting this go. Kluzak to McClure is good work, and out to Pace. Further on, caught on the left. He'll need to bend it around. He does so, but watch the bounce. It's over the head of McCulley and scores a point. It could easily have been a goal. Yeah,
it could indeed too. Big Stewie didn't know how to judge that one, actually. It bounced around a bit, but it was pretty straightforward. He's had a very good year, though, Stewie McCulley. I was fortunate enough to see him play his first game. He's tightened up over the years, and he takes far more field marks these days than he ever did in the past, which is good to see.
Long ball, Dillon was pushed out of the contest by McCulley. It ricochets back to Dillon, who's back on his feet. He hurries one to Colville. It's out of bounds on the full, however. He'll claim the mark, but the boundary umpire was right on the spot. Indicates that ball will come back and there'll be a Glenelg free kick.
Yeah, real shock of red hair there from Colville.
A pretty handy recruit, I can tell you. Glenelg are able to push it out. McCulley flies, and that's what you're talking about, Ian. The big hands and the big mark.
Yes, he's a good one, is Stu. What? He's the second most numbers of taps in the SANFL this year. So it's testimony of just how well he is playing. Here's Dillon now. Good left-handed pass. Looks for a teammate, finds one too, but he's brought down on that occasion. And that player, of course, is Christensen.
He hasn't moved, Ian.
No, he's a touch unwell at the moment. In fact, immediately his teammate comes out just to check the windpipe area. That was Marty Dillon. But they're going to call for the stretcher, are they? No, there's Marty. Thought his career was all over. Went from South Adelaide, and it's been resurrected. Fair to say, he's had a good year.
Well, he's the best and fairest winner too at South Adelaide. You don't let your best and fairest go too often.
Not under normal circumstances, do you?
And now, Ian, they've called for the stretcher.
That's bad luck for young Christensen.
He's been a tough player. Spent the off-season in Darwin. In fact, he spent the last 5 years up there.
He's okay. He's up on his feet. Have a look, check the eyes, see if they're still in the front, looking forward, or roll back into the sockets. No, they're okay. He's a tough bloke. A bit of help there from the trainer.
Actually, the new medical treatment, the magic towel.
That's it. Always been a beauty, hasn't it? Bit of a rub of the hair. He's okay. In fact, he wouldn't mind taking the kick, but Martin's got it.
Now, it's interesting. In the AFL, the stretcher comes out, the player has to go on. Now, in the SANFL, we still haven't got that rule, so the stretcher goes off and the play goes on.
Yeah, they use that same rule too in soccer. Once the stretcher comes out, you've got to get onto it. Not too sure whether I think it's all that important. The player should know. That's to avoid tactics, of course. But here's Dillon coming in. Centres it up towards centre. But there's a good grab. That really is a good grab. Has been taken there by Scott Matthews into the side. Of course, two players going out with Simpson and Bailey. And McDonald, Scott Matthews into the side, and of course Michael Philippou as well.
Scotty Matthews' first game, elbows.
Yeah, got those big thigh protectors on. Comes in, it's a good grab. He's dead in front, he's got to kick at 35 metres. He'll get the distance all right. What about the accuracy? Offline through for a point.
You might remember this kid in the under-18 championship. He really showed something then. And the Eagles today, with Hamish Simpson out with a groin injury and Doug Bailey out with a back injury, seriously looking for some big men. And I think they might have found one in this young 17-year-old.
Yes, great breeding ground now, of course, the SANFL. Very, very important and integral part for the development of football as the Tigers try to work the ball out towards the outer side of the oval. Wiedemann's in pursuit of the foot. He can't get it. It's snapped towards the boundary line off the boot there of Alistair Burke. And it is out of play on that far side. Beautiful conditions here at Glenelg today. The Eagles at the moment, after 8 minutes of play, are leading Glenelg 2 points.
Ball comes back in, Biglands and McCulley. McCulley it was who wins the tap. It falls forward. A pack flew at it. Visca flicks it out to Chigwidden. Now in turn Reid. They're moving it around Glenelg, but they haven't yet gone past half forward. And Spear comes crashing out, takes a big mark. He's got the job at centre-half back today on Ottens, who's taking centre-half forward for Glenelg. Now Zilla works his way through the pack, flicks out a handball. Dillon throws it wide. Pierce, manhandled by Bowe, and the ball goes across the line. It's out of bounds on the full. Bowe worked hard for the free kick.
Yes, elbow. Lyndon Bowe in this particular instant, he's got the ball far side, gets the right leg in action, boots it down close towards the boundary line, not towards the boundary line too. The player there in Damien Gigney for Glenelg. The Tigers couldn't control it. Out of play on that far side. 9 minutes into the opening quarter. Replay coming to you on ABC as the ball goes back into play. Reaching up there was Biglands. He's a useful colt too. Stands at 198.
Fair advantage, Elbows, isn't it?
Huge advantage. Blessed with height. Good big man will always beat a good little man. Ball comes back to Wiedemann. He's on his left foot. Mongrel type of a kick goes down the way of Stewie. McCulley can't take it. Here's the chance now for Kluzek. Gets it. Slips back the hand pass under pressure. Hayes was across there. Bowe tried to kick it off the ground as well. Unsuccessful. The Tigers have got it through, the Eagles have got it through Zilla. He boots it down to the lead and the opportunity is there and he looks all right too, Scott Matthews. He's got a big rap from David Mackay a short while ago and he knows his footballers. And this fella now is dead, well, virtually dead in front.
It's very rare, Ian, that a player is, 6'5", and has that mobility at such a young age.
Yeah, socks down, bit untidy. Jumper not tucked in, don't like that, so 2 demerit points there. But he's only a kid, so here goes the kick. Good kicking action, actually, and it's gone the full distance, it's gone straight through. So the Eagles, 1-2, Glenelg get to score.
Well, what a replacement for David Neiman. Neiman's been playing at, it's a point. Well, I was like you, I thought it was a goal. I actually had it marked down. 2 points to Scotty Matthews. I've got to say he's been a terrific replacement for David Neiman. War takes the mark. How he got through traffic there, nobody even came at him. This is Brooks on the left. He swings onto it, goes long, and it's Tyler on the lead. Simpson, the haul it was with a bit of a nudge, and it's a free kick.
Had to get it, didn't he? Front spot. Looks different, doesn't he, in the Tigers' top?
I hadn't realised you'd been away for a good part of this year. You wouldn't have seen him in a Glenelg jumper yet. No,
first time I've seen the Tigers this year. But he looks all right.
So Tyler from 35 directly in front. Goes for goal. He has 27 for the year. He likes that. And Glenelg get there first. Tyler gets one on the board. They're 1 goal. The Eagles are 3 points. The Tigers have hit the lead.
Yeah, it's a good recruit, actually, Mark Tyler. Another player, of course, with Scotty Hodges spending so much time at Port Adelaide. Mark Tyler, understandably, felt that he might have a better opportunity elsewhere. Seized the moment. Back in the hands now of the central umpire, Tim Slavin. Good bounce. McCulley gets there first too. Brings it down. Kick off the ground. No one can break out. Here's the opportunity for the Tigers now to go out through Justin Brooks. The left foot is in action. Should be tidied up in defence though, and it will be by Sean Hannam. Out high, wide and handsome, and well and truly on the full. So the free kick will be taken by Lyndon Bowe right in the middle of your picture.
He goes towards centre half forward with the kick. Ottens was the target. The big fly was Biglands. Couldn't bring the ball down. Gigney had a fumble, but Brooks took it cleanly. Handballs long into space. Hannam needs to drop back on it. Did so successfully. Now Spear bundled off the ball, going hard at it and working hard for his kick was Guy Ridgway. Couldn't get clear of the pack, and now there's a bounce. Guy Ridgway, 38, just to the left of screen. Big, strong lad. Tried to crash the pack. And umpire Elliott puts the ball to ground. Biglands, big fly, but McCulley wins it. It falls down. Crashing through as Rogers went without it. This is Gigney, claimed by Wiedemann. And that would be a ferocious sight coming at you.
Yep, when you're claimed by the weed, you are claimed. Not too much area to move around in. We're just 12 minutes into this opening quarter. Up goes McCulley again. I like Biglands, though, the little that I've seen of him in this early game. Here's the opportunity now for the Tigers through Ottens to bring it clear. Kick is on its way. Tyler tries to mark the ball one-handed, comes off the clutching fingertips and goes through for another point. Second score. The Tigers, they move up to a 1-1.
Justin Brooks, the player putting it in, just gets a point. Missed last week with a neck injury. And he's pretty useful with the ball. Good kick, Christensen for Wiedemann, who goes very short to Zilla. In the midfield, they're playing right down the centre of the Eagles. That's their go. A long kick towards the Pays direction was misplaced. However, War picks up the crumbs, goes forward. Rogers very clever. Sheldrick got it to Wiedemann, to McClure. Now it's Zilla, and look at this, Colville, a chest mark. The little fella's got it.
Good football, excellent football. Set up perfectly there. Series of hand passes and Colville on the lead. They've done it well.
They went the direct route, didn't they?
Most of the time they're in the corridor. Shocking expression that, but nonetheless, in the corridor.
Colville, 25 metres out, the little sharpshooter. Well, he's drifted off to the right there. Kicking is horrible, the Eagles. That's 4 points. Glenelg 1-1. The Eagles have had all the play, but they still trail.
He really didn't focus too much at all on that kick. He really just let it spill onto his foot. And that's not the way to do it. They'll work it away now, the Tigers. They'll bring it down around the grandstand side to McDonald. He's got a clear berth in front of him as he boots it down the way of the centre wing. The opportunity now. Player met heavily. Will take the free kick, and Alan Bartlett, of course, one of the original Crows. He was in the Crow squad. Looked all right too. Bartlett's kick goes down the way of centre half forward. Here's the opportunity. They'll get it now, the Tigers. They take a bounce and they run it through now. Does Rowan Moore. And he brings up his first goal. So the Tigers take the lead. 2-1 to the Eagles, 4 points.
Lucas Ottens, the big man, playing at centre half forward, created a little bit of a hole. War came through and the feed came from Ottens. It was terrific play. Now this is what Glenelg do when they're playing at their best. They're running hard at the ball, pushing it long and hard. And they're ahead on the board. They're going to make it hard for the Eagles today.
Yeah, good play. Very good play. War. Likely Colt. 186 in height, 85 in weight. Again through McCulley, bringing the ball out of the centre. They're looking good. Brooks has got it. Snaps it onto his foot. Down the way of centre half forward it goes. But for that attack will be held up for the moment. Here's Rogers. Can't control the footy. Out of play he goes.
Did pretty well though, didn't he?
He did well. He's a terrific footballer.
You're not in charge. You just head towards the boundary line and make sure that nobody else takes charge. Biglands in ruck for the Eagles. McCulley comes from the left of screen. Biglands takes front position, forced it down to Colville, but Wiedemann crashes the back. The big man, look at that. The big talk to centre half forward. Sheldrick needs to work hard, but Bartlett worked harder. Punches it down. Dilton off the ground did very well. McDonald needs to hold his line and didn't. To be fair, Colville steals it. Well, that was a shocker, wasn't it? And look at this. Boom. Matthews dropped the chest mark. It was all set up. Kluzek on the left. Good pressure. Thompson out of bounds on the full. This is a terrific game of footy.
It is a good game of football, actually. Plenty of pressure here, and it's good to see, too, the Tigers are doing it. There is nothing to be gained for them today except a lot of pride, and more importantly, too, to get out and win the game and feel good about it. Enjoy it. That's what it's all about. Here's Colville picking it up now for the Eagles. Tackled high. The umpire saw it. He's right. And the free kick will go that way. Gavin Colville. Right in front of the cricketer's stand here at Glenelg Oval. That's a poor kick. McCulley juggles it 2 or 3 times. Pays knocks it away. And it'll be Brooks that will bring the ball clear now for the Tigers.
The Brooks kick didn't hit the mark. Hannam streaks across. gathers in on the outer wing, comes in towards Wiedemann in the midfield. They'll set it up from here. They can run. Weed goes straight down the centre and long. Look at this. Who's home? Chance for the big fellow in Matthews. He couldn't get it. Kluzek off to Matthews now. Little 9-9 towards goal, but he's missed. Now, if I'm right, that's 3 points. 3 points to Scotty Matthews.
He'd love to have got 1 or 2 of those right, but he'll get them. He's creating the opportunities. And it'll be the Tigers who are under pressure at the moment. They've had 3 shots for goals and kicked 2-1. Eagles have had 5 shots for goals and kicked 5 points. Back into play it comes. Should have been a free kick. Wasn't there. Petch tries to pick it up. Loses possession. Zilla, good stuff. Wiedemann. Possession. Long, strong kick goes right up towards the full forward position. Kicked off the ground. I think it might have hit the post in actual fact. No, the umpire disagrees with me, and he's right in the correct position. Scotty Morford brings up his first goal. And Woodville West Torrens side, the Eagles move along to 1-5, trailing Glenelg 2-1 after just 17 minutes of play in the opening quarter.
And Mark Soderstrom couldn't believe it. He thought that he'd forced it across the line, but Morford was the opportunist with the left foot, just kicked it right on the line, and it finishes up a goal to the Eagles.
Scotty Morford just jogs back, feels good about himself. He's had a terrific career, Scotty Morford. Here comes the bounce. Up there went McCulley, couldn't get it on that occasion. Chance now for Colville. He's had a number of possessions. Moore's got it down for the Tigers, boots it down towards the half-forward area. It goes. Chance now for the Tigers to come back through their little Jigwitten, their kipper. Did that well, set up the hand pass. They move it with precision towards centre half-forward. Poorly direct, but there's a free kick. It's going to go the way of Rogers. And the skipper will take it.
Feeds it back to Colville, skirting the back door. Now towards the half-back flank. It was a pretty lazy kick in the finish. Bigland's dived but couldn't get there. Now an opportunity for, we'll try and pick that up. Nicholas, was it? Goes long. Couldn't get there. That's across the line, 1 point. So we played just on, 18.5 minutes into the first term. The Eagles are 1-5, Glenelg 2-2. Not a big crowd here, and the Tigers don't like being in a losing position.
Rogers brings the ball back into play. Touch on that crowd in a moment as Stewie McCulley on the defensive side. Boots it, knocks it down. Colville's across there. He's useful. In fact, he's grabbing plenty of early possessions. Playing it well. Into the centre goes the football. Good chance now. Eagles in trouble. Bartlett's there. And really the umpire should have played the advantage, but didn't. The ball goes immediately to Darren Reid for Glenelg. Straight down the way of Mark Tyler in centre half forward, and the crumbs will be tidied up here by Pearce. Pearce now, he's just got nowhere to go, so he skids it towards the boundary line. Clever stuff, a real Ashley Mallet. Off spin at the finish, and it goes out of play. Check that score again. Glenelg 2-2, the Eagles 1-5, 3 points the difference. Terrific conditions down here, but a poor crowd. David Mackay.
Comments Ian Aitken. Guest commentator today, as Ottens couldn't get clear. Chigwidden tries to shoot out a handball. It's stolen away by Colville on the left foot. It's a high ball. Who wants it? Oh, Zilla worked very hard, but so too did McDonald. This time he really held his line then. Shelled it, tries to handball it forward. Opportunity now for Sadonka. Can't get clear, gets it off to Bartlett, however, and wide to the outer side. It was a desperate kick where Bowe sits. Burke's with him. Burke works hard for it, under pursuit from Pesh. Now around the corner, and a space on the outer wing where Ottens walks into it but can't control the ball, and it flips out of the hand and out of bounds.
Yeah, he's a big tall boy, isn't he, young Ottens? He's comes in at, 194 centimetres, 93 kilos, playing his 14th game. He's a likely looking colt. There's Stewie McCulley knocking it down. The Weed, he boots it long and strong, straight in towards that right half forward flank, but underneath it is taking a well-judged mark, and a difficult one too in Thompson. He brings it across the face of goals. That'll be okay. Sadotka's there, takes a bounce. He gets run down, but he gets the kick in. Straight down the way of centre half forward it goes, and Justin Brooks takes the mark.
Brooksy in the midfield, he's distributed the ball pretty well. Wiedemann and Brooks are having a good battle. Tyler, no push then, said the umpire. Reid toe pokes it forward into space. The Weed closes, gets to him just as he makes the kick. Did pretty well, the Weed, didn't he? And he forces the kick out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, pressure. That's what it's all about. Keep the pressure on, they eventually crack. Chance now for the Eagles to work the ball away. They look up at the scoreboard. They see they're trailing. Here's Stephen Hall. Out towards the half-back flank it goes. McCulley went early, couldn't take it. Wiedemann again. Geez, had a big possession. Best on ground at the moment. Rogers gives it over. Pays is there as well. Straight down the way at centre half forward. Good football. They look good when they stream into attack. And this is Bradley Sheldrick. Sheldrick being told to kick it long and strong, and he does too. Gives the youngster down there, Scott Matthews, the chance. Up he goes. And there's a mark taken by Morford. Goal number 2. Scotty Morford brings up his second, and the Eagles second as well. They take the lead. 2-5 to 2 goals, 2 on the scoreboard.
It's not a bad combination, is it? Morford and Matthews. Matthews takes the high ball in the air, and the Eagles do like to bomb it in. They're used to Neiman playing in that position, and before him, Taylor. But Morford, the opportunist, loves the ball as it comes off hands, and this time he finds it right in the square and popped it through for an easy second goal.
Yes, that's 352 goals in his career at the Eagles. Up goes McCulley. He's dominated the centre bounce downs. He knocks it down towards Justin Brooks, can't get to it. Ball on the ground. McCulley kicked it off the turf. Taken on the defensive side by Pearce. He goes out towards that far side. Lyndon Bowes in pursuit of it. He dropped it, took his eye off. Well done, Marty Dillon. Untidy, but quite effective. Zilla's there, and Dillon tidies up superbly. Well done, Martin. Out to Colville. He and Wiedemann are dominating. Back it goes again. Oh, gets up. His head will be still on the ground, and that's Zilla.
That's a necktie.
That's a beauty.
Just a little Windsor knot.
It's a Zilla knot. He's going to take it too. He's all right. Hasn't got a big neck. Not a lot to grab hold of.
He'll need some scuba equipment to get his oxygen back.
But he's okay. Look at him. He's puffing away there, sucking it in.
Playing his 100th today too, Ian.
Don't breathe too deep, lad. Could hurt in the long run. Here comes Zilla. Kicks the goal, does he? The umpire gets in a good spot. And he hasn't kicked the goal. He's floated across the face of goals and through for another point. So they move along. They all count. Low-scoring affair, which the game is only, 23 minutes old. 2-6 to 2-2.
3 minutes into time on as Benny Thompson drives it long, wore the big fly from behind. Sheldrick came in late, affected a spoil. Now, that was almost too high, but no, said the umpire, they're letting it go today. And I agree with that umpire. We don't want to see Tiggy Touchwoods. And they've done a fair job so far.
Oh, no criticism here.
4 points the difference as the ball comes back into play. The crowd becoming vocal. McCulley gets it down. He's winning most of the taps so far. Now the Weed, look at him. He comes through like a Sherman tank. On the left, Burt around the corner he goes. Who wants it? Thompson worked hard to get to the front of the pack. Morford nearly got his third, by the way. But Thompson thumps it across the line and concedes the point. So the Eagles 2-7, Glenelg 2-2. There's 5 points the difference. And we're just 4 minutes into time on of the first term.
Yeah, Ben Thompson. He's got that headgear, the left footer. Sends the ball away from the danger area. Alan Bartlett's across there, did that well for Bowe. Bowe's got a paddock in front of him, and he puts it straight down towards the left half forward flank. Finds Ottens over there. He's got some good support, and the runner's on here by Reid. In turn, finds a mate down towards the half forward flank. That's good football. And a touch lucky, perhaps, only because he took his eye off the ball, did Rowan Waugh.
He's not a bad finisher, this kid.
It's a bit, you always look at a player, though, when he just takes his eye off the ball at the last moment when it hits his hands. You wonder why. Really, that's when you've got to really focus. Here's the kick from Waugh. He gets the distance, does it? Not quite. Close to the boundary line, kicked off. Oh, clever kick here. That was top stuff. Then the kick around the corner was good by Mark Taylor. I wondered actually whether he meant that, but I feel he did. Anyway, he claims he did.
I think you're dead right. I think it's a fair call.
Here's the chance now. This should be another goal. And is it? Umpire tells us, no, it's not. Oh, you shouldn't miss those. Well, you should shake your head, lad. Nearly gimmies, those. Certainly at the back of the grandstand anyway.
They might have moved Darren Reid onto Wiedemann, by the way, so Brooks has been moved out of the centre. Or is Reid just covering for Brooks, who's running wide? I think that might be the case. So now Hall from fullback to McClure's. Good work at half-back. Now the Eagles, and Glenelg are playing this well. They've created a zone. Hollins will set himself the big man. He's got it. Looks good on the fly. Inboard. Reid. Now the opportunity for Burke. Ungainly kicking style, but quite effective. Deep into the square it goes. Who wants it? Oh, good work back there. It was Pearce. Worked hard for the ball. Arched himself into it. And off hands, it's through for a point.
2-7 the Eagles, 2-4 the Tigers. We're well and truly into the time on period, and Andrew Rogers will come around the grandstand side. He does that pretty well too. He finds his mate. Hall it is. Hall. Got the ball. Oh, great leap by Ottens, but I'm afraid he took his eye off the ball just before he took that, and the umpire Slave had picked it up. He was right. Yeah, you like to see him rewarded for a leap like that, but nonetheless, you got to do it within the rules.
Bartlett over the top. McDonald. And umpire Slavin comes in to bounce. Well, the Glenelg crowd aren't too happy.
No, well, I guess they mightn't be all that happy. That's the way it goes. Into the centre is the football. Reid is there again for the Tigers. Can't break clear. And the umpire will come in and do the work as well. Yeah, the crowd is not terribly big, but it's pretty vocal.
They always are down here at the Bay. They love their football. They haven't had much to cheer about in the last, 8 weeks. They've lost 7 of their last 8 and 6 straight. Unbelievable. And I'm sure this will herald new coaching staff at Glenelg. Tony Simons will leave his post at Glenelg a truly disappointed man.
Well, they haven't discussed it, I'm led to believe. And no discussion will take place until such time as the season is completed. Here's Wiedemann. Chidwigan's over there as well. The ball comes away through Fisker. Now it's across. War is over there, close to the boundary line. Chidwigan will be out left. Ball goes down, picked up by Ottens. Like him too. He's all right, as young Lucas Ottens. There's some good footballers out there this afternoon going around as the ball is taken towards the boundary line by big Rhett Biglands. And while you've got big kids like this coming through, you're always going to be safe.
They're going to be around the mark, the Eagles, aren't they? McCulley wins that one. Look at this, it's taken away by Ridgway. To the pocket he goes. Gigney almost stole it, but good work back there. Hannum, he's worked hard today and did it pretty well in the finish. It's a throw-in.
He's a touch unlucky, actually, not to be awarded that mark. Hannum gets up a little gingerly. Number 16. Ball back in. Here's David Mackay.
And it's thumped the ground. Taking it away was Pearce. Around the corner, look at this. It's coming unstuck for them, however, as Bowe centres it up. Fisker, we haven't seen much of him today. I would have thought he would have been prominent in this match. Deep into the pocket, and it's Reid. He's got it. So the left footer caught about 40 metres out. The angle's tight. It will be a difficult kick. We're 8 minutes into time on, by the way.
It's a bit of time on. There's only 4 goals being kicked. And we had a little bit of a delay, of course, when Christensen went down.
Fair enough. 3 points the difference. The goal here puts Glenelg in front as they go to the quarter-time break. It's coming around nicely. The goal umpire leans back. He likes it. It's through. A difficult kick. Glenelg have hit the front. They lead by 3 points. They're 3-4. The Eagles are 2-7 on ABC Sport.
You don't really know about football, do you now? Just about 3 or 4 minutes ago, Reid had a shot from dead in front. Not as far out as that. Couldn't score on this occasion. It's as though the pressure is off. And he's just banged it straight through. Good game of football. Good standard of football being played in perfect conditions too. Back we go into the centre. There's McCulley again. He has dominated that centre bounce down, as I told you. Justin Brooks is over there. Rogers, Wiedemann. Whistle's gone. Free kick is there, and it'll be taken by the skipper, Andrew Rogers. Of course, played for the Tigers, played for Geelong in a grand final, and was with the Eagles the following year. And the Eagles go into attack through Scott Morfitt, measures it off, and there's a good mark taken back in defence. Good play there by Mark Soderstrom.
Soderstrom feeds it off. Thompson on the left. A long one to McCulley. Dillon in front, manhandled. Yep, said the umpire. That's a free. So Dillon will go back and take the kick from half forward. Right for the Eagles. The siren sounds. He won't score. So at quarter time here at Glenelg, it's Glenelg 3 goals 4-22, leading the Eagles 2 goals 7-19. The margin 3 points on ABC Sport. That's an entertaining quarter of footy.
That was all right, actually.
Of Albertson.
Quite enjoyed that. commencement of the second quarter. ABC Sport bringing you this game between Glenelg and Woodville West Torrens. And the score at quarter time, Glenelg 3-4, Eagles 2-7. Immediately Zilla's into the action. Gets tackled rather high. The umpire plays the advantage perhaps. Wiedemann, best man on ground in the opening quarter. Boots it straight down the way of centre half forward. Could have easily been a handy, useful bounce there for Kluzek. It wasn't, and out of play. Perfect conditions. Sort of day where you wish you were about 30 years younger. And then I'd still be old.
I wish that every day, almost. Sheldrick from behind. It looks like they might have chipped him into the ruck. Morford couldn't get clear. Chigwidden does. Look at the weed just powering through. Burke got him. Now Pays comes crashing through. Gives up the handball. Chigwidden on the left boot. And look at this. Big lands. Well, their big men are doing pretty well around the ground, but certainly McCulley having the winning component in the ruck. Christensen long. Bartlett flew. There's a free kick. Colville the interferer. And he got Visca high. Seen a great deal of Mark Visca today. That's his second kick. It's it out to Burke. Burke has a run. They're playing wide, Glenelg. They need to have a look at that perhaps. Gigney from behind, big fly at the front of the pack. Guy Ridgway. And the umpire said, no, not the man in front today. I'll have a bounce.
They've got a few tall boys, haven't they, the Tigers?
I think that's where they've lacked a bit this year. No disrespect to West.
Up goes Ottens. Couldn't knock the ball away. Spoke with Glenn Elliott at quarter time, of course the general manager of the Tigers, and it is the son of Dean Ottens. It's this young man. He looks all right too. Lucas Ottens. His father could play a bit, I can tell you that.
Played state footy?
Certainly did, and of course played in premiership sides for the Double Blues. Here's Zilla taking the ball away, boots it straight in towards the centre of the ground. McCulley took his eyes off it. Here's the chance now for Scotty Morford. Got tackled. Bartlett's quite on his back. Did he push him down? He didn't. Colville, like him too, he played well. Pays is over there. Game number 208 thereabouts. Back it comes to Colville. They're in trouble, but they get out of it through Kluzek at the way of centre half forward. And there's a good mark. Well judged there by Lyndon Bowe. And he gets it over and the ball will be relieved by Thompson.
Thompson's kick is a beauty. Well measured. Reed at half back. Swang on the left. Now he had Chigwidden in the middle. Now he swings it around. Ottens was the target. Clean bowl, but Chiggy runs on. He gets through. No, but he couldn't take the ball. McClure tackled by Chigwidden. Oh, Ottens and Wiedemann. That was a great clash. A beauty. And now Zilla goes to ground. Hannum. And the kick around the corner. Soderstrom lost it in the sun. It was a bit disappointing. Morford fights hard for it. Clever work deep in defence was Sidomka. And this fellow is a fighter. Really right there in the trenches and shooting the enemy.
Well, you've got to have a bit of that in you, don't you, as the ball is out of play. Grandstand side here at Glenelg Oval. Chance now for Lyndon Bowe. He was tackled high. He'll take the free kick. No, the umpire calls the advantage, which is fair enough. Marty Dillon's across there. Started off with a long sleeve Guernsey on. Changed it at quarter time. Taps the ball towards the boundary line. The player pursues it there and Sean Hannum out of play. ABC Sport bringing you this game. Glenelg 3-4, Eagles 2-7, 22 plays 19. The Tigers on top, DB.
And they're only on top by 3 points, though, but what a game of football it's been. I think a lot of people thought they'd go down with a whimper today, but no, they've come out fighting, all guns firing. Brooks from half-back, or Visca it was, from half-back, correction. Now Gigney to Reed, through goes Chigwidden. They're playing the corridor better now, and that looks pretty good. And it's Tyler on the lead. He's 40 out directly in front, and the big fellow will go back and just have a nice stroll into goal.
Well, he's kicked a few, hasn't he, over his life? He kicked 98, I recall.
Gets 3 today, gets 400 for his career, by the way.
That's fair, isn't it?
So he leans back on it, and it's going right. Is it coming back? Not quite, said the umpire. It's a point. That'd be a highlight, wouldn't it? 400 in your career.
Yep, nothing wrong with that.
He only needs 2 more today to get there.
And Christensen it'll bring the ball back into play now for the Eagles. Out it goes. Rogers was over there. Attempted to hand pass and then decided against it. Sends the ball straight in towards the centre of the ground. Up goes the pack. No one can take it. Player coming through there and sharking at his patch. He still follows it up. Can't get it on this occasion. Here's Stewie. McCulley drops it down. Off the hands, the opportunity now. Here's a goal. And that ball has been kicked through by none other than Ricky Hall. Ricky Hall brings up his first. And, of course, the 4th for Glenelg.
Now, this kid's from Shepparton, and he gets his first goal in league footy in Adelaide. He's got a few years on him. He's not a kid. But they reckon that loose balls, falling ball, he seems to find it pretty well. Lacks nothing in terms of courage. And some pretty good judges rank him a player with some ability.
Well, he's had limited opportunities this afternoon, but he looks all right. He's got a goal against his name, so that's useful. Here's Big Lands, gets up on this occasion, out-knocks Stewie. Old Stu got a little bit of hair disappearing at the back of the cruet as Visca's got it. Starting to make his presence in this game. As forward go the Tigers, right up towards the full forward position goes the football, and the umpire reckons that there's a free kick.
Well, what happened, Gigney was backing into Hannum, and he kept coming and forcing the issue. In the finish, the umpire said that Hannum was holding him and gave him the free.
Well, that's about the only decision that I'd questioned so far in the game of footy. So if that's the only thing that you can question, and the game is 7 minutes old in the second quarter, then the umpires have performed well.
It's not what the free kicks are, it's where they are.
And right now, I can tell you where that is. It's straight through the middle. Damien Gigney brings up his first goal. And the Tigers don't look too bad. In fact, the Tigers look good.
They're 16 points up and running. And that's the thing about them. When they get in front, they are renowned front runners. They look very good if they get in front, and in these sorts of conditions with running players like Glenelg have got, they can tear sides to shreds. Now the Eagles will need to just man up, steady down, and get a couple quick ones on the board themselves.
You're a bit cruel, front runners. That's not a very nice title to give a football club, is it?
They get in front, they're very hard to peg back this side.
Well, we'll presume that you're being positive there. Here's Stewie McCulley in the centre of the ground. It bounces well, though, for Big Lands. He knocks it down. They take it away through Reid, down towards the half-forward flank. There was an attempted mark. Ottens went through, couldn't do it. Here's the chance now for Hall. Will it be goal number 2? I reckon it is. Yep, bangs it through. So Ricky Hall brings up his second, and the Tigers look okay. 6 goals, 5, the Tigers. And the Eagles at the moment are just on 2-7, which they were at quarter time.
And the Tigers are playing with a little bit of emotion. They really are running. They're congratulating each other. They're involved. There's a spark out there, a spark that we haven't seen probably since the middle of the season.
They are having some problems there during the course of the year too, the Tigers, unfortunately. But anyway, here's Stewie McCulley, a thump, a real beauty too, straight down. Christensen's across there, picked up by the Weed. The Weed boots it down towards Visca underneath it and will mark. Loves surfing, this kid. Probably should have played more of his career at the Crows. McCulley now, the kick was smothered by Biglands, but that's okay for Pays. He gets it across into the centre. Here goes Justin Brooks onto his left foot and thumps it out the front. Good football, the Tigers. And the mark has been taken by Damien Gigney.
He's got one.
He sure has, and he should get 2.
Now, that's no gimme.
No.
But isn't it interesting? We talked about free kicks and where they are, and the tide of this game has turned in a big way.
Well, Gigney's now, he's got the opportunity just to make the gap a little greater. 6-5 at the moment. The Eagles 2-7. In comes Gigney. 45-degree angle. Good kick. Swept through it beautifully, and Gigney brings up his second as well. So the Tigers, who at quarter time were 3 goals 4, and they have added 4-1 for the quarter in the space of 9 minutes.
Damien Gigney at 193 centimetres poses a target, doesn't he? He's pretty mobile, gets to the contest quickly. And on dry days like today, he really gets out on the lead pretty quickly. He's causing some problems.
I'm interested to know why he's got that left glove on. On a day like today, I really can't see it, unless it assists him subconsciously. Anyway, the umpire's got the ball in the centre of the ground. Here comes the bounce, and there's Stewie McCulley. He is certainly dominating. Lyndon Bowe's over there as well. He overran the football. Nicky Petch was there. Ball to the ground. Reid, anywhere, thank you. The chick will take it, and he's got it too, does Nicky. Straight down the way of centre full forward again. Here's the big chap in Tyler. Feeds out the hand pass to Reid. That's good footy. Down onto the ground it goes. Ricky Hall's across there. He's battling for it. He's got a couple this afternoon as well. And in comes the Weed.
The Weed takes charge, flicks it out wide. Now, the Eagles need to just set something up. They need Sheldrick to get on top at centre forward. He's hardly been in the hunt. He's been well held by Bartlett. This is McDonald. Got through traffic very easy. McCulley, they're letting them run. The Eagles, the Glenelg side, are very good at this. When they get running, they're awesome. McDonald, a chip, and look. Well, I thought it was Tyler's ball, but he missed it. Pesh throws it beautifully. Colville streams away now. Where's the runners? Pays has won. Went behind him. Stolen away by Brooks. Brooks is doing very well, playing as a defensive player today. And Stacks on the mill. Sheldrick can't get it out. McDonald just makes sure it is a bounce. And it definitely is.
Second quarter, Glenelg and the Tigers. ABC Sport bringing you this game.
There's a bit of passion in this match. And the Eagles will need to do something special to get back.
Gings brings the ball down. Into attack they go on that far side. Good markers. Well judged on that occasion by Matthew Kluzak. Lays on quickly. Down the way of Dillon. Good attempt. Couldn't take it. Alan Bartlett's got the chance. Bounces favourably for him in the finish. Good pressure applied by Kluzak. Close to the boundary line as the football. It tumbles over. But the umpire reckons it was still in play, so Alan Bartlett's got it. Tries to find Bow. Spills off his fingertips. He gets thrown to the ground as well. Ball out of play. Lyndon Bow, how many games he's played? He's been around a while, hasn't he, DB? He's been, 144 games. One gross. That's not bad.
It's not bad, considering he's had a knee reconstruction just a season ago. And I thought he was set for an AFL career when it all went wrong for him, and it's taken him a long while to come back. This is Thompson on the left boot with the headgear. Across the face of goal. And Sadomka. No, Visca. Now Reed. Oh, the weed got Reed. And it's out of play. And the weed's getting a few today. He's got a few scalps under the belt.
Oh, he's played well. I've been very impressed with Wayne Wiedemann's game this afternoon. 7-5-2-7. The Tigers in control.
Sheldrick takes the ball, claimed by Reed. Reed did very well to tie up the big man, but umpire Elliott indicates that he'll have a bounce. We're just on 13 and a half, 14 minutes into the second term. Glenelg have strode away. They're 7-5. The Eagles are 2-7. And we're 28 points the margin when it was only 3 points at quarter time. Bow to Bartlett. One step and bang. He punches it long and low. But look at this. Bigland, the big man rucking today, doing pretty well around the ground. Marks in the middle of the field.
I like the way he went at that ball, Eddie. He had a lot of authority about himself then. A lot of confidence. Good to see a big man like that as he boots the ball down the way of full forward position. The full back jump for the Tigers. Knocked the ball away was Thompson. Here's the opportunity now for War. He did that okay. Finds Scott McDonald. McDonald towards Chick Whitten. The skipper's got it. Perky little bloke. He's a very good little player. Down the way of centre half forward. Off hands. Chance now for the big man Gigney. Boots it up. It rolls, tumbles up towards the line and runs out of wind. But not before Tyler got it, but it hit the post. 7-6. 48 points. That's Glenelg. And the Eagles remain on 2-7. So they've not added to their score in this second quarter.
Ball comes back into play. The target out there was Christensen. He didn't let them down. McDonald just grabs him by the leg. Now, you've got to be careful. You can be reported for that these days.
And rightly so, too.
Christensen around the corner. High ball. McCulley front position. Sheldrick spoils. Pays just took that out of the hands of Pesh, by the way. So they were fighting for the heart for that one. Kluzak, the big fight from behind, but doing pretty well with Sadomka. Feeds it out. Now the opportunity for Ridgway. Feeds it further on to Burke. Chips it in long and low. Look at this. Tyler's out. One grab. Missed it. Rogers clever to Wiedemann. Now Christensen, and wider still goes the kick. Pays a little nudge. Play on set the umpire. Sheldrick feeds Pays, and he really shot that one to pieces. Matthews, left footer, around the corner, and now right inside the line. No, it's over. The Eagles will regroup.
Yeah, Scott Matthews, he's playing a very serviceable game, unfortunately not kicking accurately. 3 points against his name. 7-6 to 2-7. Ball back into play. McCulley goes up there. He has played very, very well. Soderstrom has got the footy. Bounds away. Boots the ball in towards the centre of the ground. Rogers, cool, always in a crisis. Jason Spear, his kick finds his teammate, Hannum, on that far side. Outer side of the oval. Sun streaming down, just a perfect day for football. And Glenelg are thoroughly enjoying it. They're 7-6 to 2-7, 48 to 19. But a lot of footy left in this as McCulley knocks it down. He and Wiedemann have dominated in this game this afternoon. As Pays gets it, Soderstrom's back there, tidies up, gets the hand pass across, finds his teammate, the fullback in Thompson, boots it towards the centre wing area and finds another one in Lucas Ottens.
He's been getting away from spear quite a bit today, hasn't he?
I like him.
Yeah, he doesn't look too bad at all. The long spearing kick. Christensen missed it at the back door. Pearce came out. Gigny handballs it on Chigwidden. Now the opportunity for Ridgeway. It's a miss. Well, I went for the pen. I was about to write it down.
I went for the blue ink, not the red. I had to change my mind. Shouldn't have missed that. There's 2 goals that they should have had this afternoon. One to Reed. Pretty easy for us up here, but
oh, no, you don't miss
Ridgeway shouldn't have missed that.
Dry day, 20 metres out running with balance, no pressure. You've just got to drill those.
Certainly not at this level, and this is a good level of footy. As the ball comes back into play, and it's been defensively knocked away by Ridgeway, so he immediately put himself back into the game. So he got off the bike, fell off the bike, and got straight back up onto it again. Boundary umpire brings the ball back in. Was there a little nudge forward there by Biglands? I thought there was. Here's the check. His hand pass is intercepted. Christensen, who got a nasty knock in the opening quarter, looks okay now as the Eagles bring it around close to the boundary line. They're going to the right-hand side of your screen, the Eagles. And this is Sheldrick. He's played a bit of footy too. Boots it up towards the full forward spot. Off hands, they should clear up. Tigers player had a little look. Scotty Morford will kick his third. He snaps it, and he doesn't miss too many, and he didn't miss that either. So Scotty Morford has kicked his third goal, and in fact he has kicked the total number of goals for the Eagles. 3-7, that's their first goal for the quarter. And your old team is battling a bit here, DB.
They are, but they're getting a lesson by a very good Glenelg side, and a lot of people suggested that Glenelg at their best are very good. Well, today they are very good. So 7-7 plays 3-7.
They've always had a football culture down here at Glenelg, which has been sometimes difficult to fathom over the years.
By that you mean?
Well, they're just so inconsistent. They look as though they should have dominated, but anyway, back to the footy.
Rogers, Rogers. Christensen, back door, Devine has come on. Rogers steals it away, great smother, Visca. Visca's doing well this term. Reed's doing very well, so too's Ridgeway, so too's Ottens. They're all doing well. Put them down in the best players. Clever work, Bow, and Brooks is wrapped up by Devine. That's holding the ball, no doubt about that one.
He's a touch slow to get rid of it then, was Justin. But they'll work the ball away now through a Jason Spear. Into the centre of the ground it goes, but a mark in defence has been taken by McDonald, Scott McDonald. Got a mate and insist on calling him Scotty. It's Scott McDonald as the ball goes down. Marked across there by Gigny, I thought, but the umpire disagrees. And the umpires this afternoon, Bradley Webber, Tim Slavin and David Elliott. And David Elliott's been around a long, long time.
He umpired the original game between Moses and the Disciples.
I think he did too.
And did the grand final that same year. Chigwidden fights hard for it, doesn't he always? There's a free kick being plucked out of this, by the way. It's an Eagle free for a push to the umpire against Gigny. And it's going to Jason Ziller, who's at the bottom of most Eagle packs. Now that's Matthews, who's gone from full forward, obviously having a run on the ball now. Chips it out wide. There was no target out there, so he went for the boundary line. So he's got a bit of a football brain as well.
Yeah, not a bad idea either, actually, from Bruce Winter to get the kid away from full forward. He's had 3 shots for goals. He's kicked 3 points, missed another one. Give him a bit of confidence, let him run around, get a little bit of that nervousness away from him. Here's a bloke that doesn't have any nerves, and that's Wiedemann as he boots the ball down towards the centre wing. As I repeat myself, he and Stewie McCulley, the standout footballers this afternoon. Footy coming to you on ABC Sport, and it's coming to you from the Glenelg Oval, where perfect conditions prevail at the moment, and it's Glenelg 7-7 and the Eagles 3-7.
Now the blood rule being implemented. Biglands, who was sitting at full forward, told to go off and get the blood treated. It's on a hand, by the way, so they did well to spot that from 100 yards away. Yeah, I suggest that one of the Glenelg players might have
got someone else to inform the umpire. So
Those telltale Glenelg players.
Michael Filippo comes on the ground for the first time this afternoon.
Late inclusion elbows, by the way. Doug Bailey with a back injury couldn't take his place, and Hamish Simpson with a groin injury couldn't take his place. So Matthews and Filippo were late inclusions.
So all is restored, and the game gets underway again as Stewie McCulley looks for his mate, finds him too in Alistair Brooks. Down it goes, not terribly far. They battle for possession. Player there tackling, tackled high was Guy Ridgway. Mr. Goal should have got it. Didn't. The old story of your uncle and your auntie, isn't it? As the ball comes back into play. Got a good leap as young Scott Matthews. Crowd call for a free kick, and Chiggy's going to get it too.
That's the new rule. You take on the man, you try to run through him, and you don't get it away. It's automatic free kick. The umpire was dead right.
And there's Nick. His kick right towards the top of the square. Big leap, good mark. Taken by Tyler. That's a goodie. And Mark Tyler so far in the game has kicked just the single goal.
A couple of points as well.
Yep.
Did he hit the post once?
Reed and War and also Tyler have kicked singles. Gigney and Hall two apiece. And I think you'll find that Tyler will go up and join his teammates who have kicked two for the match. And he does just do that. Mark Tyler brings up his second. And the Tigers look good as they head towards the half-time break. 8-7 are the Tigers. The Eagles 3 goals, 7. 5 goals the difference, 30 points the margin.
Mark Tyler, 175 games, 399 goals. So one more for his 400. It's a great milestone for any full forward.
Yes, it is, isn't it? As we're back in the centre of the ground again. Here's the bounce. Kid's got some good leap, as I told you a moment ago, Scott Matthews. Into attack they go. Pursuing hard is Peter Sadomka. Good name, that. Chig Wiggins across there. Marty Dillon is well balanced. Always, he's a guy that seems to be able to put his body over the ball and still run at full tilt.
Opportunity for Ridgway. Just shovels it forward and across the line. We'll have a throw in. We've played just on 23 minutes into the second term. 8-7 Glenelg. The Eagles 3-7. 30 points the margin. What a blowout in this second term when Glenelg led by 3 points. Great work, McCulley. Great strength. Thumps it down. Now the opportunity for Higgins. Dispatches one towards half forward. The big fly was up and down was the Weed. Claimed, goes to ground, still gets away handball. Sheldrick almost got one away. Squeezed it out in the direction of Kluzek, but Kluzek couldn't get clear because McDonald just jumped on it. So too did Bartlett, and it forced a bounce.
8-7, 3-7, not far off the siren. Bad bounce. Hayes pursues it to the line.
Well, it's really all turned around, Elbows. Was there any one defining moment when you thought this is it, Glenelg have run away?
No, they've just been really consistent, haven't they? I just think that the defence of the Eagles has probably let the Tigers in a few too many times. Well, obviously they have as the ball goes into attack, and also the defence of Glenelg have played well. Thompson's a good example. There he is. Head protected, gets a good affectionate tap from his mate.
Kelly comes off, and Simon Nicholas comes on for his first run of senior footy.
He'll remember this moment for the rest of his life.
He will. Just wonder whether it wouldn't have been better perhaps to bring him on at the 20-minute mark, give him 10 minutes to settle down before half-time.
Well, they're ringing the changes at the moment because Soderstrom's going on to
have a run on the ball.
Then the kid that's just come on is at fullback.
Simon Nicholas, a 20-year-old, come up through the Glenelg underage teams. We'll pick up Michael Filippo, who's playing at full forward. This is Sheldrick, now Wiedemann. Wiedemann just buffets away Chig Whiddon. He's settling into a role, the Weed, playing tough man for this side. Just drifted away a bit, the Eagles. Now back it comes McClure. Well, he missed the easiest to mark. Now drives along, who wants it? Big fly, Bartlett, got it. 2 hands to the ball, couldn't bring it down. Is that a tackle for free kick or
tackle was too high? but the umpire didn't see it. He was in good position too, so I don't know how he didn't see it. It's a bit of advice from the crowd. Good bounce, no doubt about that, as Soderstrom it is that knocks the ball towards the line. Stops there, 8-7 to 3-7, just bogged down a little bit at the moment of the Tigers. Quarter time they were 3-4, so they've had a productive second quarter. And the Eagles have just kicked one straight goal. ABC Sport bringing you this game. Up goes Soderstrom, good leap. Kluzek's across there, it comes out. The opportunity now for Thompson. Benjamin Thompson. Centre wing area. War, Reed, off the ground, Ottens is there. He moved around very well for a big man. His kick ends up being reasonably effective. And a long hand pass away from Ricky Hall is good stuff. And here's a long blazing shot by Burke. Gets the distance. Good football. And Burke has brought up his first.
He's had a couple of tries drifting down from defence and streaming through the midfield. He just packed himself in and just kept coming and coming. And it's not a bad goal. 60 out on the run. Looked pretty good. Might even have gone to half forward, I suspect. He might be having a run on the ball and changing it half forward. I think he is now. But it's still a fair goal running through the middle of the ground.
Alistair Burke. 182 and 83. Playing his 18th game. He's just kicked his 5th goal. Here's Reed. He's grabbed some very valuable possessions, and there's a mark by Ricky Hall.
He's made an impact, hasn't he?
He has indeed. Saves from Shepparton.
Yep.
And he's about 70 metres out from goals. He puts it up in towards the left full forward pocket. They'll be happy to run the ball to the boundary line for the Eagles, and that's where it goes.
Well, Buzz, you haven't seen Glenelg much this year. I've seen them a number of times. Today's the first day I've seen them really attack the opposition body and hurt some people.
Well, it's about time. I know that's what their coach has been asking them all year to do. As Payes brings the ball clear, and underneath it is Ashley Reed. He's got the footy. Ricky Hall says kick it short. He did. He squared it up to Chick Whitten. And Chick Whitten's got the ball now some 45 metres out from goal.
Tony Simons, you know, will take this tape and say, if only they'd given me one more year.
Well, you never know, they might. As Chick Whitten comes in off the 50-metre line, 2 feet off the ground at the moment of impact. Doesn't quite get the distance. The ball hits the ground. There's plenty there. And off the last line, Hannum, I think it might have been, that brought the ball clear. But there's a good mark taken by Mark Soderstrom.
Hannum was lucky. He was right in the right spot. Ricky Hall was kicking it off the ground. It was going straight through, but Hannum just put out the hand and it stuck. Hall would have got his 3rd. But Hannum was good enough to get the kick away, but it still might cost them because the kick, ricocheting out of defence, has gone straight to Mark Soderstrom, who will kick for goal. 40 out, the angle will be tight, but he'll make the distance, I think. It's bending around, it's coming back, but not enough. It's a point. Glenelg 9 goals, 8. The Eagles 3-7. 27.5 minutes into the second term. It's been a very good quarter for the Bays.
They led by 3 points at quarter time, the Bays. So they've certainly extended that lead as Christensen brings the ball back into play. This is dangerous. But Marty Dillon's over there. Lovely balance. Out it goes to Hannum. And they'll run the ball clear. Down towards the grandstand side goes the kick. Sheldrick's underneath it and takes the mark. Plays on quickly, puts his mate in trouble in Rogers, but he's good enough to get out of it. They breathe a sigh of relief on that occasion as Higgins boots it down towards the centre full forward position. Still they've got it. There's Wiedemann. Zilla. There's a player loose in the pocket. It goes. The siren went. But I reckon the umpire might just play the mark. And it'll be taken there. Much to the disgust of the Glenelg supporters.
No, in the absence of him calling time or indicating that he'd heard the siren, throwing the hands in the air, he had to pay the mark. The Glenelg crowd won't be happy with it, but it was the only thing the umpire could do.
Kluzek brings in, has a shot. They kick their 2nd score for the quarter, but it's a point. 9 goals, 8 Glenelg. Eagles 3 goals, 8 at half-time.
It's hours before it comes to us. Are we all happy, Grant? We'll be back in 3 minutes, mate.
Yeah, okay, mate. I'll sit in for you if you like. Yeah, sure. Yep. Got plenty of time, you know. Yeah, no, you're right. Yep. Line up. You better watch this other monitor.
Where do you want me to stick this on the tie here?
Yeah.
Yep. Might just put that lather here, mate. It's,
Got to come this side.
oh, it does it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, otherwise it'll face the camera.
Oh, okay, all right, fine.
You might like to just put it in your seat.
Yeah, I'll fix that.
Comfortable.
Oh, right here's not all that strong, that's all. But never mind.
Right.
No, that's not bad.
You all right?
Yep. Yes, I can. I can. How come? You got to get that from there.
Yeah. Well, what will happen is you'll turn to me.
Okay.
If I was David.
Yeah, fine.
Right, and that'll put
Yeah.
your ear
Okay.
around this side.
Yep.
Yeah, so I guess David told you what's happening, what's actually happening is that where we are. We're sort of about 12 minutes into the program before they come on the page, you know. So I think they just roll the oven toes. We'll be in here. We're just going to do this bit of a flashback item.
Yep.
Which will be a tape out of base. Don't take any notice of this. And I'll be back to Trig and Sheldon. I'll talk about one of the coaches.
Yep.
Comments on it. Only has one comments brackets coach records. I'll just tell you how many games he's won and played or lost, etc. Then we'll do a bit on Butler South. Trig will show to nail you down on the boundaries. Yeah. Yeah, just so as I say,
Know what the jacket's on?
yeah, Trig's got his on, mate.
Now we're not talking about this game, are we?
This one?
At
Yeah.
half-time, we are now. I thought we were going to talk about Mickey Noonan. Oh, three-quarter time. Oh, different story then.
We set this game, mate.
Good.
Thanks, old son.
Actually, I'm enjoying it. A couple of the wags down the toilet aren't enjoying the game. I said, crikey, a couple of the blokes down in the loo not enjoying the game. I said, crikey, you're hard to please.
Not enjoying the game?
Yeah,
Geez, they are a bit hard to please.
that's what I said. What are we doing here, Keith? What are we doing here? Got to come around the other way, mate.
It's just popped out, Pete. That's a bummer.
No, it's around the wrong way.
Yeah, I think what he wants to do is hook it on your tie.
No.
So that when, oh shit, there it goes again.
It's okay, mate.
Bloody days. Suppose if I put my glasses on, I'd be able to see what I was doing. Gonna be right, or is that going to tell it what I'll go
That's
up
right.
a little bit high?
That's right. Yeah, down low. We're okay.
All right.
Keith, just move that across, mate, will you?
Just wondering whether we ought to pop Ian up on a...
Now you need to come forward, elbows,
Right, mate.
and a bit forward again. Right, we need you on a cushion. Give him a couple of cushions.
And we'll just pop you up on this cushion, mate. David's such a big bugger, mate. We can never get anyone. We can never get the head heights right.
Yep.
Sacked. Didn't resign. Bet she doesn't.
Highlights. This is the one North Adelaide pinched.
He's a good footballer, Hodges, but
Oh, we're going to ask you for a McGarry medal tip here.
Oh, Jesus.
Scotty Lee,
Eh?
Andrew Pays, Brody Atkinson, John Cunningham from Norwood. Bit hard for you if you haven't seen any footy.
Jesus. Who we got? We got Brody Atkinson.
Scotty Lee, Brody Atkinson.
Scotty Lee would have to give it a big nudge.
Scotty Lee, Brody Atkinson. Scotty Lee. This is one North Adelaide pinched.
He's a good footballer, Hodges, but...
Oh, we're going to ask you for a McGarry medal tip here.
Oh, Jesus.
Scotty Lee,
Eh?
Andrew Pays, Brody Atkinson, John Cunningham from Norwood. Bit hard for you if you haven't seen any footy.
Jesus. Who we got? We got Brody Atkinson.
Scotty Lee, Brody Atkinson.
Scotty Lee would have to give it a big nudge.
Scotty Lee, Brody Atkinson. Scotty Lee, Brody Atkinson. Andrew Pays.
Hasn't really been a standout player.
No. John Cunningham from Norwood. It's got to be a real chance. Good call.
Who's an old codger that's been around?
McIntosh, late season charge. Hey, you'll pick up votes late in the year. Can only take one.
Pardon me?
They can only take one from each AFL club. They can only take one uncontracted player, or they can draft or swap choices. About a minute to us.
Tim Noonan's had a good year.
Yes, I've actually got him in my top 6. Brooke Fogden had a good early season.
I go fine now. I'm a statesman these years.
That's right.
Can you just straighten up your coat a bit, please? Yeah, that's better. Yeah, really good.
Tell you who's had a good year too, Grantley Filkey. No, he hasn't.
No.
No, he hasn't actually. This Patura,
Yep,
what's he like?
lacks a bit of courage.
Eh? Does he really?
He's technically very correct.
Yeah.
He's, think Mark, think Rowan Moore out here, think Mark Patura.
Right.
Stand by, we're about a minute away.
Coming to us. Ian Aiken. Ian Aiken, my special guest today, Tricky. I've invited him down to add a bit of colour to the coverage, and Ian, you're enjoying the day, aren't you?
Terrific, actually. Great fun, and I haven't seen these boys play for a little while, the Glenelg players, and they've got a very good side, Tricky. They'll all come out tomorrow. The Startle Gazelles will all come out tomorrow when the All-Stars play the boys in blue.
The Sturt champions, the past champions. That'll start about, what, midday at...
about 2 o'clock.
At Unley Oval tomorrow. The game will start at 2.
But the festivities start about 11.
And you're commentating it?
Yes.
Okay, back here we've got a game of footy on our hands, but I think the Tigers are doing it pretty well. Now, Elbows 9-8 to 6, not to 3 goals 8 at half-time. You reckon that's a fair reflection of the abilities of both sides?
Well, yeah, I think it is, the way that it's being played at the moment. The Tigers really have really poured it on, haven't they? And their second quarter was absolutely outstanding.
We go to some highlights there in the opening term. Marty Christensen was just...
high tackle.
Stewie McCulley just inadvertently got him high. They called for the stretcher, but he went on. Tyler misses this one, but look at this great work. Ottens feeds it out to War, and they were really in it early, the Bay side. Yeah,
and this is a youngster that I like too, Colville. There's another high tackle. And the other, well, you mentioned Ottens, having a look at that tackle again. But Ottens I've been impressed with.
Now, is this a mark? Now, is that a mark or is that a mark?
Well, I called it that it wasn't a mark.
I called it a mark.
But you called it a mark, and looking at it then, I think it might have been a mark.
Yeah. Well, the umpire said he used his hands, and I think, nah, I'll stick with it. The original one, I reckon it was a mark. That was Luke Ottens, who's been very impressive today at centre-half forward. And Mark Tyler's got a couple. This young fella, you like him.
Yeah, Ricky Hall. Looks good. He's kicked 2 up till half-time.
And has been a live wire. Now, Mark Tyler's also got a couple, and he needs 1 goal to get his 400 career goals. And this is Gigney, who kicked a couple in the second quarter.
Yeah, actually, they've got some big boys around the forward line, the Tigers, and it really surprises me that they haven't had a better year than they have.
Well, what do you reckon today has been the feature of their game?
Well, the feature of their game really has been the fact that they've just kept the ball moving. They've gone pretty well from goal to goal, as much as they possibly could. There's Scotty Morford. He's kicked a couple up to... In fact, he's kicked 3. Mm-hmm. He's kicked their total amount of goals. And there's Ricky Hall again. Has looked all right. In fact, he's looked very, very good. And this kick coming up from Alistair Burke is a long, strong goal straight through the middle, and he acknowledges. So there's the goal scorers.
Hall has a couple, Gigney a couple. Tyler, who, as we said, needs 1 more for 400 career goals. Burke off a half-forward flank. And War has 1, while Scotty Morford has kicked 3 goals for the Eagles. And that, Triggy, is the Eagles' goal-scoring capacity. Don't forget, tonight at 5 o'clock, we'll wrap it up with some tough action from the final quarter.
Oh, Michael Noonan would love to coach again, of course, in the AFL, Triggy. We asked him on the morning sports show, actually, that very question on Wednesday morning, Hooksy and I. He didn't give us any information, I might add, but other than to say that he's very, very keen to coach.
You're thinking St Kilda, you're thinking Footscray?
I'm thinking Carlton.
You're thinking Carlton? Okay.
back now live with the action from Glenelg Oval as we complete our half-time commentary duties to the network. And Zilla flicks it out to Higgins. A high ball towards full forward, but this fellow's playing the game of his life. I can tell you, Benny Thompson, I haven't seen him play a game like this season, that's for sure. Reid playing well also, finding plenty of the ball. Looks to distribute it wide, gets through Wiedemann, that doesn't happen too often. And look at Thompson. Well, he fumbled that one, but it's his first mistake for the day. Ridgway got it off. Now the opportunity for Burke. Around the corner he goes. Chiggy sits under it. 45 out on a tight angle. Well, it's about a 45-degree angle, but I don't think he'll make the distance. He'll look to feed it off or push it in long to Tyler. That's the way he's going. Tyler pushes, shoves, but good work by the Eagles' defence. Forces it across the line for one behind.
So at half-time, it was Glenelg 9 goals 8. They led by 36 points over the Eagles, 3 goals 8. We come to you on ABC Sport as Christensen brings the ball back into play now. Boots it out towards that half-back flank. Andrew Rogers takes the mark. He plays on quickly, feeds up the, sets up the hand pass, takes it back from his teammate. A little bit of fiddling around at defence, but they might be okay. They should get away with it as Stephen Hall has got the football. For the moment. Back it goes. Andrew Rogers. So that zone defence has worked pretty well as they run the ball away now. Out through Pearce to that far side. I like this youngster. Biglands. He and Ottens have impressed me. Ottens for the Tigers and Biglands for the Eagles. Hayes it is, the veteran. Measures the kick and did that well.
Now they have had, Ian, about 6 possessions. They haven't got past half back.
But they've got possession.
Okay.
I know what you're saying. Here's Colville driving it deep. McCulley's there. Oh, he should have marked that. Didn't. Ball hits the ground. The opportunity is there for Wiedemann. And the ball should be brought away in defence here by McDonald. He's unseated. Sheldrick, good hip and shoulder. That was a beauty. The snap is in, and I reckon he might have got it too, Nicky Petch. He has. He's burned it through for his first. So Nicky Petch has brought up his first and the first for the third quarter.
I went down at half-time, had an ear to the door of the Eagles change room, and Bruce Winter was scathing in the way that he approached his players at half-time. He was brutally disappointed with their attack on the man and their use of the ball, particularly with the hands. And I'm sure the Eagles will fire up in this turn.
Well, here's Nicky Petch. Good player. Thought he might have gone on a bit more too. Still, he's... I hate to make this comment, but his future is in front of him. There's Andrew Rogers. Tackle was high. No, it wasn't. Umpire gave everybody plenty of time to get rid of it and work it out themselves.
You had to pass a comment about Nick Petch's opportunities at the Crows then. What would it be?
Oh, you just have to say that he hasn't made the most of it, really. I mean, that's a pretty mundane type of an answer, but it's quite true. As Zilla's kick goes forward, and it's been marked a good, strong mark. Taken in defence.
Zadomka did pretty well, didn't he? And War was just a little too cute in the finish. It's worked though. Burke gets it away just. Oh, great grab. This is the guy Ian Aitken likes, Ricky Hall. I don't mind him myself the way he's gone about it.
No, he's busy. That's what I like about him.
Yes, he's just created a spark up in their forward zone, that's for sure. Found the loose ball, Pays. Got it away, dispatched it under pressure from Gigby. Colville, Christensen, now Zilla. Through the midfield, they go back to Pays. They need work here. Higgins, Pays. Well, look at the possessions. Now they go long. It's a deep one into the forward zone. 2-on-1 back there. And Mark Soderstrom, the former North Adelaide centre-half back, played a pretty important role this year with Glenelg. They haven't had too many winners. He's been one of them throughout the year. Simons comes inboard. Ridgway keeps it long and low. Ottens couldn't grab it. Christensen does and chips it short, where Zilla marks in the midfield.
Yeah, he's grabbed some possessions too as Jason Zilla. He's looking around to give it to somebody, and he does do that too. He found his mate down there, and that, of course, is Jason Spear.
He hasn't done much attacking today.
Constable. There goes the kick out the front. Brings his mate and Sheldrick into it, and Sheldrick has marked the footy. 45-degree angle and about 42 metres out from goals and should kick this distance.
Well, he's a very important player for the Eagles. When he fires, either at centre-half back, centre-half forward, or in ruck, the Eagles generally do pretty well. But today, he's been well held by Bartlett.
as he comes in now. Sheldrick goes to the left and then straightens up and goes nicely over the top of the goal umpire's head. So that's another goal, and Sheldrick brings up his first. The fifth for the Eagles. 9-9 Glenelg. 5 goals, 8 are the Eagles.
Well, they're coming back, the Eagles. Now, there's no breeze to speak of. We've had a look at the windsocker. We wondered whether or not there wasn't a light breeze favouring that end, but there is none to speak of at all. So Sheldrick needs to find the ball, get in front of Bartlett, mark and open some openings for the Rovers to run through.
I must admit, I'm rather surprised to see Mark Visker on the interchange bench. He hasn't come back onto the ground after half-time, and I thought he had a very good second quarter. So that's a strange move. After the centre bounce.
You'd have to suspect he's injured.
One would presume so, that he was running quite freely then. As Scott Morford is also moving freely. He gets the kick down the way of the centre half-forward area. And the defensive players on. The free kick is there. It'll be taken there by Sodomka. Gets a hand pass across. McDonald onto the left foot. Kicks long and strong and straight. Did it very well. The Tigers now. Here comes the lead, but slipping across there and chipping in nicely is Pierce of the Eagles.
Did it pretty well, didn't he? Pushes it out wide. Rogers is very strong. Team of the Year candidate, no doubt about that. He's had another good season for the Eagles. Through the half-forward zone he goes. Morford sets himself. Good spoil from behind was Burke. Now McCulley paddles it forward for Brooks to run onto. Will it sit for him? He just has to wait that split second. Upended by Christensen. Now Spear. Claimed by Adams. That was a throw, by the way. He just dribbled it out. Best tries to get through. Sodomka did well to stop him. That's too high. And it's a free kick. No worries about that. Zilla got another one. He got a coat hanger in the first quarter, didn't he? In the second quarter.
He did.
The first quarter.
He plays on quickly now. Out goes the hand pass, and it's taken by Higgins. He boots it straight down towards the top of the square. No one can get there. Scotty Morford's battling for it. The tackle is applied, and Ridgway's on the bottom as well. He and Morford disentangle themselves, and the umpire will do the work.
Umpire Elliott bounces. Bartlett doing the ruck work in defence, thumps it down. Brooks away with it. His kicking today's been a bit untidy. That one no exception. He hasn't really hit the target at all today, and he's normally pretty good. Biglands flies it back. Oh, look at this fly. Soderstrom, what a ripper. Launched at that. He was a rocket. And he brought it down too, which is even better. Now swings it wide. McDonald in defence. Chigwillan is working hard. The FAD was advantage paid, and now they run it. Ridgway from half back through half forward. The kick's a wobbly one, and look at this. Ricky Hall marks. He's got away from Pierce a few times today. He has been important.
He's booted too.
And now from half forward, lifts the eyes, goes towards Tyler, pushing and shoving. Hall did well, just thumped it down. Tyler clever towards Simons, thumps it down to Chiggy, he straightens. Oh, the kick was smothered by Colville. Well done, Colville. Gigny claimed, play on, said the umpire. Devine got him. Now it's over the top of the ball and a bounce.
9-9, 5-8, the Eagles on top. And Gigny might have been a touch lucky then. I thought he dropped the football. Here's the bounce. Fair 1-2. Grabbed though by Gigny, snaps it, goals out and play on the full. Ball will be brought back into play here by Stephen Hall.
He was pretty important, Gigny, wasn't he, Ian, in the second term?
Very
Those two goals really set it up for Glenelg.
He gave him something up there. He held the ball. He's got good hands. And we are just 11 minutes into the third quarter. ABC Sport. Up towards the half-back flank it goes. Christensen, he recovered from that very nasty knock he got the opening quarter. Here's Payes. He's made a mistake and he booted it straight out of play on the full.
First error for him today.
The banker. Yeah, he doesn't make too many mistakes, Andrew Payes. One of my favourites, actually, has been over the years. Very, very honest. Gives you everything he's got.
He was like that, you know, as a kid. I played my last game of football when he was playing one of his early games, and he was honest even as a youngster. He was just terrific, and he's carried it right throughout his career.
Buddy Dillon traps the ball. Look at that balance. Lost it in the finish. Picked up here by Simons. Kicks for goals. Offline, out of play on the full. So the work will be brought into play here by Pierce. Adam Pierce. Back pocket. 9-9, 5-8. The Eagles are trailing. That's it. They haven't had a big year, the Tigers. But as their season unwinds, or winds up, whichever you wish.
Well, they've won 6, lost 12 coming into today. Not a high pedigree.
There's big Stu. Stuart McCulley. The sun just cascading off the dome. There's the long, strong kick up towards the full forward position it goes. And there he is again, that honest man. He's going free kick. He has to, Andrew Page.
I think he sold that pretty well.
He was grabbed.
Put the for sale sign up. Let the umpire know it was up for grabs.
Banker by profession.
I think a footballer by passion.
And he has had a lot of that.
So Andrew Page from deep in the Eagles' defensive zone launches it long. McCulley was up, couldn't bring it down. Bow missed it off hands and forces forward. Higgins, first man there. Ridgway applies just enough pressure to force a bit of difficulty in the kick. Filippo now gets it away to Pesh. Pesh running outside 50. He's now inside his distance. He can shoot for goal from here. He drills it long and low. It's coming around, but it's just not quite enough. It's a point. Pesh has 1-1. The Eagles 5-9. Glenelg 9-9. 4 goals the difference.
He's Nicky just probably needs a little bit extra speed as Glenelg works the ball. They bring it round. High leg. Christensen overruns the football, recovered well. Here's Martin. Dillon's got it. Snaps the kick in towards the left half forward flank. Over it goes to the fullback, and Ben Thompson clears the ball away. And it's on the half-back flank outer side of the oval. Lyndon Bowe is there. He delivers the ball down ground. Here's Simons. He brings the ball, sits it nicely for Ottens to take the mark.
Ottens has been good at centre-half forward today. He's run spear around. He's found a fair bit of the ball, and he's created some openings, and that's what you want from a centre-half forward. He goes for a long talk. We haven't seen that league footy for a long time. It's going to bounce forward too, but Devine drops back on it, holds it in the zone, brings it out. Colville acting as a ruck rover and running deep. Pushes it long, but there was no target, so he just punched it as long as he could and hoped that somebody could get under it. But McDonald steals away with it through the midfield on the left. It's a lovely kick towards Tyler. Bigland's dropped back and marks. The big fella's doing pretty well as a kick behind play ruckman.
He dishes out the hand pass too, and immediately it is Pearce who sends it up in towards Pays at centre-half forward, and he interfered with his opponent, and the free kick will be there.
McCulley's been very good too, particularly tapping the ball.
I've been impressed with Stu. As I said in the first half, I thought he and Wiedemann were the standout footballers on the ground. Now they bring the ball around. Here's McDonald. He gets late tackled by Zilla. Strong tackle too, but touch late. Free kick. Whistler's gone. There'll be a free kick. Looks as though it'll be in favour of Hall. He's grabbed some useful possessions too. Stephen Hall decides to hand pass and finds Biglands.
Pushes it wide to the outer wing. Morford was there. Good take. Rogers just flicks it away under pressure. Oh, Filippo tried to crash through. That's holding the ball. No doubt about that one. You take him on, and you don't get through. It's all over. Easiest decision to make as an umpire, that one.
Yeah, they're not hard, are they?
This is Bowe from the outer wing. Through half forward, a high ball. Biglands again. One-handed attempt that time. Wiedemann gets claimed. Gets out of handball. Rogers again. Pushes it back. Devine to Spear on the right boot. He doesn't like them, does he?
No, he doesn't, but he's it's okay. Finds his teammate there. That's Filippo, Michael Filippo. Very famous footballing family, the Filippos. As the ball is in the centre square. And this kid's playing his first game, Scott Matthews. Gets the kick in towards the right half forward flank. Pays us across there. He gets plenty of attention on him. Back goes Zilla. Bends over. Picks up nicely, but I think he might have stepped out of play, and he has.
He's worked pretty hard today, Zilla.
He's worked very hard, and I don't know what Bruce Winter said at half-time, but you heard a bit of it. Whatever it is, it's working, because it's a far more committed bunch in this third quarter.
Well, they're coming into the finals. It looks like they might, have to take on West Adelaide.
They coasted in the first half, and that sounds as though I'm taking a bit away from Glenelg. I'm not doing that at all. You only play as well as the opposition lets you play, and there's no doubt about that. But they just didn't seem to have that intensity about them, which they possessed in this third quarter.
Oh, I think that's what the Eagle officials were saying downstairs. Rogers tries to get through, but Glenelg were terrific, weren't they? And they're still in front by 4 goals, so let's not write them off yet.
Well, apart from that.
No, this guy's been terrific. Thompson, his best game for the Tigers by a long, long margin. Ward, the ball will run on for him. All he needs to do is run on and explode. He does that pretty well. The skills are pretty good. He chips it out wide. Chigwinner's got it. Within his distance too, Chiggy.
Well, they've only kicked a point in this quarter, Glenelg, and the Eagles have booted, 2 goals, 1.
This will steady the ship. So the skipper, this is a crucial kick. A skipper's goal required here. and he stays over the top of it. It's coming around nicely. The goal umpire likes it, Jiggy likes it, the players like it, the crowd like it. That was an important kick. Glenelg 10 goals 9, leading now the Eagles 5-9. It's a 5-goal break, courtesy of the skipper.
And 215 goals he's kicked in his career as the skip. Takes a drink, takes the mouth guard out. Terrific little player. Perky little bloke is Nick Jigwitten. Got a fruit business.
Slide on its in our back if you don't mind. Players just getting a little agitated. You don't think there's not some high stakes on this game? Just have a look out and see the look in the players' eyes. This is for real. At the bounce, Biglands takes it away, thumps it down. Higgins couldn't get clear. Well done, Hall. Throws it out wide to half forward. Higgins drops back. Simons, and there's a player down behind play for Glenelg. Doesn't look good at all. Pearce inside the line, played by Chiggy. What's that? Holding the ball? No, it's a throw-in, said the umpire.
Yeah, Ricky Hall's down behind play, but he's okay. Just
winded.
Just a little winded, that's all. Here's Rick. Biglands is across there. And that occasion it was Hall. Here's Devine. He's got it. Over it goes, the Jason Spear onto the left foot, swings it out the front. The lead is on across there by Scott Matthews. He gets there first. Can't control the foot. He is 3-on-1 here. And Moore has got it and tidies up for the Tigers as he boots it down close to that boundary line, and there's a mark taken by Simons.
Simons feeds it off to Bowe. He pushes it wide out in the direction of Gigney. Gigney's got Devine on him now. Inboard it comes. Ottens did very well just to provide some space for the runners to move into. Chiggy's there, drilling it as Hall over the top of it. Did well to force it out. He was in trouble. Reed, a quick snap, but it's out of bounds on the full. We're 19.5 minutes into the third term, the premiership quarter, and the Bays lead by 5 goals.
Yes, it has been an Eagles third quarter. Now, normally you win the third quarter, you win the footy match. I don't think that's going to be applicable, though, with the Eagles, but you never know. Here's Marty Dillon. You just have the Eagles in front in the stakes for the third quarter. This young man I was impressed with in the first half, and that's Colville. Gets a kick down towards the left half forward flank and reading it nicely. Here's Marty. He gets a late tackle. Might have been touched off the boot. Not so, according to the umpire, and it goes all the way, but offline and through for a point. So it skids and just disappears on the wrong side of the goal line. 5 goals 10, the Eagles, trailing Glenelg, 10 goals 9. This is ABC Sport.
And enjoying a pretty good game too. A great contest. Glenelg lead by 5. The Eagles are trying to chip away at it. Sodomka, Philippo, hip and shoulder. Sodomka rode it beautifully. Oh, Colville got Ward, did pretty well. Now Bigland's forced on the left, but Shaw got him. And what is it about a good man and a good little man? Good big man?
Good big man will always beat a good little man.
Little guys get slower at the end of the game, but big men don't get smaller.
You'll get a blue from any little man, though, that it is that. As the ball comes back into play, War is waiting for it. Doesn't go that way. Zilla's got it. Wiedemann, Colville, back it goes. There'll be a late tackle. It's okay. And he recovers pretty well then, did Higgins. Zilla, in turn, down towards full forward. Reading it off the back is Scotty Morford, but kicking the ball through towards is Thompson. And the fullback has played well.
He really hasn't put a foot wrong, has he?
No, he's played very, very well.
I mean, Scotty Matthews got 3 early marks and kicked 3 points, but pretty much he stuck to his guns and is emerging on the day a winner.
He's a bit of a Guy McKenna lookalike, isn't he?
He is a bit. Alistair Burke, the boy from Chatura. Over the top he goes. Reed runs onto it. Will the ball sit just? Brooks got played by Dillon. Play on, said the umpire. Now at the back door, an opportunity for Spear on the left boot. He does this pretty well. Colville just sat under it, waited for it. Now explodes, goes away. Bartlett pushed him off balance. It was very clever, really. The big man couldn't match him for pace, but just pushed him off balance and out of play, and the ball went with him.
And I was looking too then at Wayne Wiedemann, and the weed just wasn't really accelerating. He was running at about a half gait as the ball comes back into play, knocked down by Biglands. There's the weed, kicked off the ground. Christensen, Colville, played well, over it goes. This is a good one, this young kid. Scott Matthews, opening game of his career. He'll play plenty more too. He'll get a heap of opportunities. Biglands is over there. Philippo knocked it over for Biglands. The big man goes through. Well played, beautiful tackle though by Lyndon Bowe, but a touch high. Just a touch high.
Glenelg fans don't like it.
Oh, well, they don't like anything, the Glenelg fans.
Well, he did pretty well, the big fella, didn't he? Just
Terrific.
attacked the ball.
I love to see a big young man like that going through with
No
that
fear.
aggression.
No fear at all.
And Lindenbow was a touch unlucky, though, because he applied the tackle, but the arm just slipped over the shoulder. So let's see what this big man can do here. He comes in from 40 metres out. Good kicking action, but I reckon he might have missed it. In fact, the umpire says he has. So another point. 5-12, the Eagles, trailing Glenelg. 10 goals, 9 on ABC Sport.
Saw Red Biglands earlier in the year, Albos, while you're away. He kicked 5 at Woodville Oval and stamped himself as a full forward of immense ability. But he had to go back to the reserves for a few weeks. Gets his chance today. He's done pretty well. Big fly shoulder guy. It's a good grab. Fine mark. He's strong at the ball, isn't he? It'll be reversed. He just let Ridgway have one. And the ball's been turned around. And now 25-metre penalty will probably apply if he's not careful. Ridgway was happy, I reckon, to cop it on the chin. Oh, that's a good mark on him. He's got better as this game has gone on. Saw him earlier in the year and he didn't have this sort of approach. He's thinned down a bit, looks very fit and tough. Chigwidden at half forward, they chip it around now. Playing out for time. We're 23 minutes into the third term. Not much time to go to three-quarter time. And Glenelg will rally with a lead. Tyler marked it, said the umpire. Well. Didn't he drop it?
Well, he held it for long enough, according to the umpire.
I think the umpire was unsighted, to be fair. As Tyler rolled, he rolled with his back to the umpire, and I think Tim Slavin thought that he completed the grab. Blew the whistle. Once you've blown the whistle, it's all over.
Could be goal number 400 here. From 48 metres. There goes the kick. It's got the distance. Has it got the accuracy? Didn't have the distance nor the accuracy. It came off hands and through for another point. So he just has to wait a little bit longer, does Mark Tyler. But Glenelg move up. To 10 goals, 10. The Eagles in this third quarter, their most productive quarter, still trail. They're 5-12.
Christensen kick to the outer side. Underneath that one, Rogers. He hasn't put a foot wrong today. Probably one of the Eagles' best when it's all said and done.
And they've had a few good players. That's the interesting thing about it, actually, if you look at the Eagles. They've had a number of good players.
Zilla's been good, Colville's been good, Page has been good.
Wiedemann outstanding, and Dillon also another one.
Yep.
Biglands, and you put in Scott Matthews, but around about 11, 12 and 13 and onwards has been their problems. Here's Page chipping in from 50 metres, kicks the distance. Does he kick it accurately enough? If he has, it brings it up much closer, and he has. So Andrew Page brings up his first goal, and the Eagle fans still believe they've got a chance, and they have.
Well, they'd have to fancy themselves, wouldn't they? They kicked, 2 goals in the first term, 1 goal in the second term, and they've come out now and kicked 3 goals for this quarter. But in fairness, Glenelg have added 1 goal too. The Eagles haven't had it all their own way, but they are now closing there within 22 points.
And the strange thing about it is that there's been a good number of goals scored at that northern end, and I really don't know why.
So at the bounce, Soderstrom in ruck for the Tigers. Got the tap in the finish too, by the way. Pays, paddled it down. Morfitt goes after War. The War kick goes around the corner. 36 out there is Brett Exelby, having his first run in senior footy. We'll watch for him as the game goes on. And Philippou did very well. This is Michael Philippou. Sam's out, of course, with a back injury. Michael Philippou, a late inclusion, was named in the reserves. Now chips it wide. Who wants it? Bigland set himself. It falls for Zilla. Pesh inside his distance. The kick was smothered. Still gets a second one away. And look at this. Sheldrick marks. He's directly in front, 20 metres out. And he'll go back and have a look for his second goal. We're 25 minutes exactly into the third term. Now a goal here brings them back within 16 points, and they'd have to fancy their chances in the final term. And Glenelg have stopped running. So Sheldrick, 20 out, gets it. They're back within 16, the Eagles. Momentum is swinging. We're almost at three-quarter time, and the Eagles are 7-12. Glenelg are 10 goals, 10. All the action on ABC Sport. to stay in this. Reed, claimed, and Pesh gets him.
So it is Glenelg 10 goals, 10-70, leading the Eagles 7 goals, 12-54 on ABC Sport.
You're not having a good day, Keith, are we? You need to come forward a bit, Elbows.
Righto, mate.
Yeah, mate,
Not a lot of difference in this. 16 points, that's all it is. Yep. I have. And what happens, they finish commentating, we go to a McGarry Medal promo, and then straight to us, we take it up.
Easy fixed.
Yep. Who?
Conscious, yeah.
Keith, I'm a bit loud, mate.
Whoops.
Just a bit.
happy there, David?
Yep. Oh. Bruce Lennon and Simon Hill will joining me at Glenelg Oval. It's Ian Aitken. What do you reckon? You reckon they're good judges, Elbows?
I reckon they're not too bad, are they?
I reckon it was a set play, and I reckon they've fallen foul of the coach. I think they're a little wide of the mark, those two blokes. But haven't we got an interesting game down here? At half-time, it was 36 points the difference, and Glenelg were doing it pretty easy. But in the third quarter, the Eagles have kicked 4 goals, 4, while Glenelg only added 1 goal, 2. And if you look at the highlights, Elbows, it's all the Eagles.
Yes, it is. And you said earlier that you heard Bruce Winter at half-time giving them a fair roast. There's a good hip and shoulder there by Sheldrick, was a beauty too. And Nicky Petch snapped a lovely goal to bring up his first goal. But they played very well. Jason Spear was another one when the ball rolled into the defensive area. And there's again Sheldrick coming through and taking a strong mark. And have a look at this goal. It's a good one as he started it to the left-hand side and straight through. It just makes you wonder. I made the comment earlier, and there's a man that I really do like too, in Big Lens.
Good mark, Soderstrom here. Excuse me, Elbows.
Beauty, actually. A lovely mark, that.
Launched into it and completed it too.
And there, of course, is one of the famous Philippos. But it just made me think that perhaps the Eagles mightn't have really had their minds fixed in the first half, as this is war.
Yeah, war to Chigwin, and Chiggy goes back and kicks a ripper skipper's goal.
He had to kick it, didn't he? And he does too. Look at that. It just dies. Big Lens thought he might have touched it, but it was through. And there's the man that...
let's have a look
at this. Tackle was high. The right arm went over the right shoulder. There it is, right there, you see?
Yep.
And that's why he got the free kick.
Chiggy throws it out. Pays steals it now. Pays from 52 metres. Just lobs it right in the square. And that was an important one. It brought the Eagles back within 16 points and a sniff of victory at that stage.
Well, it is a sniff of victory because we always say that if you win the third quarter, you normally win the game. Well, we'll see what happens. Of course, there's still a quarter to go.
Sheldrick got his second for the quarter. Morford has 3. They were all kicked in the first half. Pays and Pesh have 1 each. Hall, Gigney, Tyler. Now, we mentioned, if you've just joined us, Mark Tyler needs 1 goal to kick his 400th career goal. And I think it would be fitting, Elbows, if he could kick it down here on Glenelg Oval in front of the Glenelg crowd.
Yeah, well, he probably would have liked to have kicked it for Port Adelaide, but nonetheless, he's now playing for Glenelg in a very important part.
Triggy, I don't think you ever kicked 400 career goals, did you?
First prize went to ticket 5617. 5617 for Tony Hill's jersey, and the Peter Carey bust was 55.
Well, I don't know whether they got them on the back foot, Triggy, but they're 2 good players to have missing. But I've got to say, the kid that came up, Scott Matthews, I've been impressed with him. He really has played very well. Had 3 opportunities in the opening quarter to kick goals. He missed, but he's got a future.
Triggy, we might tell you he's only 17, Scotty Matthews. We'll see more of him, I think, in the final quarter around 5 tonight. Stay with us. We'll bring you the final term then. We're quickly. So anyway.
Because they were coming home late in the third term, but Burke, who's been used as a defender this year, has bobbed up today as a half-forward flanker with 2 very important goals.
And I've got to tell you this, that Glenelg really did need that goal. The quarter is just underway, the last quarter, and at the moment now, Glenelg lead by 22 points. There's the bounce. McCulley, who's rucked manfully all day long. On this occasion, the big man, Briglands, out-knocked him in the centre of the ground. Beautiful hip and shoulder there applied by Stewie. There's a little bit of feeling there in this game of football. And the young man goes down in Ben Higgins. Umpire shields his eyes from the sun. Perfect conditions. Just magnificent conditions down here at Glenelg Oval. Bit patchy the surface, but it's holding very, very well after a wet August.
Morford off the ground. Bartlett drops back, chips it out wide. Underneath this one, Simons needs to work hard. Rogers did pretty well to bring it to ground. Pays went without it, by the way. Brooks off the ground was clever work in the finish. Higgins under pressure, feeds it out to Dillon. The former South Adelaide best and fairest goes to half forward with a weed. to the cheers of the Eagle fans, gathers it in. He was terrific in the first half. And look at the kick, it's a beauty. And Kluzak, who's been surprisingly quiet today, marks about 35 metres out directly in front.
I like your comment about Wiedemann. He did have a very, very dominating first half. It wasn't quite so strong in the third quarter. They need him to come back firing very well in this last if they're going to get up and get the points.
Kluzak, 3 goals, 5 last week against Port Adelaide. 1 point and 1 out of bounds on the full today. And that one's another point. So right when the Eagles need a goal, Cluzy, the constable, gets a point.
Well, they kicked poorly in the first quarter, the Eagles. They kicked 2 goals, 7. And there were a number of opportunities there which they really should have converted.
Well, they had 6 points on the board, didn't they, before they got their first goal?
This Colts played well. Thompson, little short kick to himself. Away goes the left footer. Long kick, it's a beauty too. It covers about 55 metres. Up goes Biglands. Didn't take it. Filippo dropped it as well. Rogers, lovely balanced footballer, picked up by Simons. Gave the opportunity for Soderstrom. He couldn't control the footy because it was poorly directed to him. And they run it down though. Simons picks up nicely. Here's the chance for Justin Brooks. Sweeps the hand pass over to the skipper. Chid Wiggins' kick is intercepted and cut out nicely by Marty. And Marty Dillon back there in defence. He really hasn't made too many mistakes this afternoon. He's played well.
Been pretty solid. Spear, who's had the job on Ottens. That's been a grand battle this afternoon. Rogers probably the best defender for the Eagles today. He's put everything the correct way. Sheldrick, who's playing centre half forward, drops it. McDonald runs away with it on that left boot. Isn't that a magnificent kick towards Gigney? And Gigney's got it.
Good
oh,
hands.
What a mark.
Good hands. Really has got good hands. He's kicked a couple. And he kicked those in the second quarter.
And they were important goals.
They were. They were very important goals. So
at the time they were, what, 10 points clear. Gigney gets a free kick, gets a goal. They go to 16. And the ball comes straight back. He gets another one. And they go to 22 points clear. And suddenly you could feel Glenelg believing that they could win the match. They were 2, probably, of the most important goals in this match.
And he's playing in just his 3rd game for the Tigers as he comes in from 45 metres out. He's got a good kicking action. And that looks okay. He's kicked his 3rd. So that's a useful one. They've answered their challenge very, very well. But the coach would have implored them at 3/4 time to get back to basics. And they have done that. And they've come out in the first 4 minutes and kicked 2 straight goals. They've probably now taken the game beyond the Eagles. It's 12 goals, 10-82, the Eagles 7-13-55.
27 points, the margin. Glenelg have a tidy little buffer. Biglan's in ruck. McCulley slotted at it. Getting through was Ridgway. Now Reed pulled off the ball. The Weed gets away with it. Biglan's looks for support, gets it wide. Ottens just pushed Dillon out of the contest. It was clever. Now Lyndon Bowe towards centre half forward. The little fellow in Ricky Hall goes at it. 42. Watch him go. He's provided the spark today for them. He's been terrific, and that's his 3rd goal. He's another important player. He kicked 2 important goals in the second term, and that one might be the sealer.
Yeah, that is the sealer, and Ricky Hall is delighted with himself there, the lad from Shepparton. He really has played very well. He's not as young as we call him young Ricky. I think it's because of his effervescent character. More the point.
23.
23. Well, that's young.
Young to you and me.
You can get set.
So we're back in the middle. It's 13-10 to 7 goals, 13. What a surprise at the Bay. They've lost their last 6 straight, the Tigers. They've lost 7 out of their last 8. And today, they're taking on the Eagles at their own goal game and whipping them. Higgins towards full forward. Who wants it? Back there was McDonald. Soderstrom, who's been an important recruit this year, bounds away, gets through traffic terribly easy, dumped after the kick, if you don't mind. No free kick, and Rogers content to see the ball across the line.
Yeah, nip and tuck really, that bounce, that bump. I thought Sheldrick was committed. Soderstrom was there, and he hit the tackle had to be applied, and it was a good one. Ball on the far side now as we wait for the ball to come back in. Wiedemann's across there, so is McCulley. It goes in the area of Wiedemann. He applied the tackle, then goes in after the game. It comes out. The umpire gets in the road for the moment. And Reed, who had a very good first half. This fella's been consistent today, War. He's a left footer, looks good, finds a lot of room for himself, likes the open spaces. The ball down, it'll be cleared up by Devine. Devine, it gets the kick in towards Filippo, who overran the football. Reed did well, got it out. Here's the opportunity for McDonald. Weaves through the pack and sends it on its way towards the left half forward flank. And there's a well-judged mark by a youngster in Damien Gigney.
Oh, and a 25-metre penalty. Now, this might bring up his 400th career goal we've been waiting all day for.
And I called him as Gigney. He's not Gigney, of course. It is Tyler. And Tyler, yep, and a pretty healthy 25 metres too.
So Mark Tyler, who had 27 goals for the season, coming into today, he's now got 29. He had 397 career goals in 174 games prior to today. Now lines up for goal number 400.
Yes, and that 25 metres has reduced the angle as well. The umpire has a good look at it. We'll have to wait a bit longer before he gets his 400th, Mark Tyler.
I don't reckon he'd know about the milestone.
Well, you do, but then again, you know most information. You've got facts and figures always at your disposal. Christensen goes for Devine and finds him two on that far side. They are going to the right-hand side of your screen, are the Eagles.
Comments Ian Aitken, our guest commentator today, and a very colourful football commentator over the last, I was going to say 30 years, Albo. Is that being a bit unkind, or is that accurate?
Spot on, actually.
Thanks for that.
Sadly.
Yeah, I'm aging you, and I've
Makes
seen
no
some
difference.
changes. This is Michael Philippo. A late inclusion, had the kick smothered. Going out of Biglands, he's claimed he couldn't get rid of that one. That'll be a bounce, no doubt about that one. But the Glenelg crowd don't like it.
Well, Stewie's played well. He really has, the big man.
I like the way he plays the game of footy, you know. This big fella.
He's a good person. He really is. Here's the bounce. There's Stewie. Probably got it too. Knocks it down. Rogers is over there. Got it to Wiedemann. Wiedemann with strength, but steps out of play. So just puts Ricky down on the ground. Ricky Hall, well, you can do what you like. He's kicked three. He's had a great time today.
He should be on Broadway, Ricky Hall. Playing for the free kick. McCulley, front position. That was McCulley again. He's won most of the taps, but Bigland's done well around the ground. Christensen, who was almost knocked out in the first quarter. In fact, we thought he was. He's recovered. This is War. A high ball to Wolves full forward. Where's Gigney? Where's Tyler? Tyler took front position, had the ball thumped away from him. Getting away with it. Now, that seems to be Higgins. It is. Grandstand side. Morfitt leads the race for the ball, but the boundary beats both him and War, and we'll have a throw-in on the grandstand wing.
Yeah, Scotty Morfitt, he's booted three. In fact, he kicked the first three that the Eagles had scored. Since then, he hasn't kicked any further goals, and they're 7-13. Glenelg at 13-11. Ball back into play. Stewie McCulley's up there. Would be very close to best man on ground, would Stewie McCulley. Morfitt got the kick in. Goes nowhere. Lyndon Bowes over there. He's been a good possession getter. Nicky Petch tackles him, and high. The umpire looked the other way. Here's the chance now for Colville to boot it right down in towards the top of the square, but dropping back there is the fullback, and he did it very well.
He'd have to be high amongst Glenelg's best, wouldn't he, Albo?
Yeah, very, very well. Played extremely well.
Simons feeds it out to Bartlett, who's been a ripper at centre half back. Well, I thought he's done a fair job keeping Sheldrick quiet.
Fair comment.
And that's his job at the end when it's all said and done. I thought he hasn't been too bad. Reed around the corner.
A quiet achiever, possibly.
Yep, give you that. Brooks, what a sample that was. He won't be happy when he sees that one back. Big ones to Wiedemann, who can run onto it. He pushes it through the middle. Best in the first half, but he has drifted out something. And Kluzek just takes an easy mark. Used the body well. Now, what's he got today? 2 points, one out of bounds on the full.
This hasn't been a big day for him.
No, you wouldn't want to be a farmer. You wouldn't be eating off that. And to the point of the square he goes, or is he shooting it for it? Soderstrom, an important touch. That's pushed across the line for a point.
Yes, that was actually poorly contested by Philippo. He really took his eye off the ball. He thought it was there. You can't do those sort of things. And so again, the fullback will get the opportunity to send the ball away from the danger area. Just a short little kick. He's done that on 3 occasions now. There goes the kick. He gets it up in towards the square. Rogers judged that beautifully. He was committed, and a short kick. The opportunity again for Matthew Kluzak.
He seems to be having a bit of a limp. I wonder whether he's not fully fit.
He is favouring that.
Groin, the way
possibly.
Casual, funny old gait. He runs pretty freely normally.
Well, he's got to kick about 45 metres now, and he should take the full distance, and he does too. 2 feet off the ground. Impact is there. Goes the full distance, but off hands and through for another point. They need goals, and they need them very, very quickly. We're 11 minutes into the last quarter on ABC Sport. Glenelg and the Eagles. Glenelg 13-11. The Eagles 7 goals, 15.
War, who's used the ball beautifully today, floats one high towards Bow. Oh, Bigland's great mark, this big fellow. What do you think of his game, Elbow?
I like him, I really do. This kid is good. He's 198 centimetres. He weighs in at 93. I'm not sure what his age is. but he's got a very youthful face as he gets the kick up towards the centre half forward area, and the skipper takes the mark.
He's got a useful face, the skipper, hasn't he?
He's got a youthful face as well, I suppose, but it's been around a bit longer than young Biglan's.
It's been around Woodville, it's been around Geelong, it's been around Essendon, it's been back around the Eagles. He's been a wonderful South Australian player and state player. Look at that for a kick. That is the skipper's goal, but I think it's too late. The Eagles have got, I don't think they've got much fight left in them, and that's the thing that would disappoint Bruce Winter.
They had a terrific third quarter. They might have played their game in that third quarter. And this last quarter is 12 minutes old. At three-quarter time, it was 7-12, so they've advanced their score to 8-15. They've had 4 shots for goals, kick 1-3, and the Tigers have opened up very well. They were 10-10, and they're now 13 goals, 11. There's Andrew Rogers. Looking good.
So at the bounce, Biglan's from the left, McCulley from the right. McCulley's won most of the taps, as he did this time, but Biglan's has been good around the ground. Now Ottens, who's been terrific at centre forward, he has made a name for himself today. He's just advised us he's on the scene. Good spoil by Hall across the line. There'll be a throw in.
Very good standard football here this afternoon at Glenelg Oval. Really is. There's no doubt about it. Footy's alive and well in the SANFL.
Been tough too.
It's been very, very good. Been a lot of skill. Some elementary mistakes, but that's understandable. McCulley knocks it down. The chick couldn't take it. Snapped around the corner by Alistair Burke, who's booted 2 so far. He won't make it 3, but there's a good mark, and it will be goal number 400. He won't miss this one, Mark Tyler.
Well, not with a 25-metre.
No,
He won't.
and he just plays on immediately. There's goal number 400. I think his teammates probably do know that. In fact, he knows it as well. So he salutes the crowd.
No, he knew. He knew.
He knew it. There's no doubt about that, okay?
Good on you, Mark. 400 career goals, not a bad effort. He's kicked now 30 goals since coming over to Port Adelaide early in the season. I think he likes it. It's been a disappointing year. They've been down the bottom, and the ABC Sports team brings you Mark Tyler's 400th goal.
Yes, he takes a swig there, wanders around, and back we go into the centre. Stuart McCulley knocks the ball down. They'll run it out, and they're on their way again through Alistair Burke. Up towards the centre half forward area it goes. Coming down strongly though is Hall. Sends it into the centre, and it's been marked there by Biglan's.
Biglan's feeds it out. Higgins, short to Zilla. Well, now he's been surprisingly quiet the last 15 minutes or so. He was terrific for 2.5 quarters. Good spoil away was Bartlett. He's been committed today. Kluzak couldn't get there. Michael Philippou lost his footing. And look at this, coming in, doing it well is Benny Thompson. He has been a beauty today.
It's been terrific. Have a look at that face. It's committed.
Well, he has been today. This is his best game. I've seen them quite a bit this year, Glenelg. Ben Thompson's played easily his best game for the season.
As a war was in there as well. And the Weed tries to come away with strength. It takes 2 to hold him, takes 2 to tangle, and it takes 2 to get him down onto the ground.
A few rookies in this match, Albos. A couple playing their first game. Scotty Matthews is playing his first for the Eagles.
And he should feel happy with himself. He'll probably sit down tonight and think, has he done enough to impress? Well, I think he has. He's done enough to impress me.
Now, I might ask you about Simon Nicholas, who spent a good deal of the time on the bench for Glenelg, but I suppose he hasn't had really any time on the ground to impress.
Really hasn't had enough time to make an opinion on him.
And similarly with Brett Exelby, who's played his first game as well. Here's Brett Exelby coming back onto the oval.
As it's Alan Bartlett who gets the ball, gets the kick out towards the boundary line. Simons is over there, and there's Andrew Pays. Paisy, you're a champion, you really are.
And a chance for the McGarry this year.
And a good chance for McGarry this year. Tim Noonan's another one that you'd have to give a bit of consideration to as well.
You would.
Scotty Lee, I suppose, from Central Districts, but let's focus our attention on this game here as Zilla's across there, picked up by McDonald. The ball goes towards the boundary line. 8-15 the Eagles, Glenelg 14 goals, 11.
32 points the margin.
They might be going down, the Eagles, but they are going down with their head up.
Well, gee, I don't know that they'll come away from this too pleased today.
Oh, they won't. The approach into the finals, this is not the ideal situation.
And of course, next week they come up against North Adelaide at Prospect, which now looms as a danger game.
Chigwitten gets it now. Out it goes. Touching the ball on the ground is Alistair Burke. He's kicked a couple. Here's the lead on. Up in towards the full forward position it goes. The big man, Gigney, just loped towards the ball, tried to get it, but out of play again. And Adam Pearce just jogs away out of your screen. Marty Dillon, look at him. Started the game with a long sleeve Guernsey. Here's Stewie McCulley. Bigland's too high, too early, and straight into the back of the Stew.
All right, back yourself in. Will he kick this?
This might be just beyond Stewie.
Well, let me just share with you, in 111 games, he's kicked 9 goals. I don't think he's got a lot of confidence.
He's just happy to put it to the top of the square, but there's a good mark. And Soderstrom is just a later. Look at that.
Plays with passion, this kid.
He does indeed. And he's good definition. And there's the kick. He bangs it through for his first, as Mark Soderstrom. He's happy, the Glenelg players are happy, and Tony Simons would be happy as well. Look at that. Look at that face. Every mum would be proud of him.
Just kick that from centre half back if you don't mind. Or from a back pocket.
Look at that, eh?
No wonder he's happy.
And of course, ABC Sport bringing you this description of the game between Glenelg and Woodville West Torrens. The Tigers and the Eagles, and here's DB.
Thanks to Ian Aiken as McCulley thumps it to ground. Christensen throws it out wide. Simons runs onto it. With pace, he bends it back around the corner. Who's there? Hall for the Eagles. Desperately dives on top of it. Exelby gets away a handball to Tyler. Well, that's straight up in the air. That's a rocket, that one. Now Rogers gets through traffic. Did it pretty well. Just split them apart. Marty Dillon goes long and wide and out to the weed, who sits underneath it. He's got it. Plays on. No, oh, yes, he's called to play on. Chips it back inboard. Pesh. Back to the weed, who runs onto it. Floats it in high. Scotty Matthews, the rookie. Out from Orford, who's kicked 3. Zilla had the kick smothered by Ward. It was well done, Ward. And Lyndon Bowe straight to the line. This Glenelg side today is full of purpose. And Tony Simons would have to ask the question today, given their performance. I wonder whether they'll give me one more year.
Well, I think he'd have to ask the question of his players. Why wait for this time of the year to have a fair dinkum go? Stewie McCulley now has got it knocked down to Colville. Colville gets a little poke towards the boundary line, and out of play it goes.
Well, they have had a fair dinkum go today. They've been quite terrific. They've taken bodies, they've run, and they've hit. They've looked dangerous. And, of course, this replay coming to you on ABC Sport as the ball comes back into play. Zilla's across there. So is a pack of other players. Lyndon Bowe applies the tackle on Wayne Wiedemann, and the big Weed. Terrific first half. He was faded a bit in the third quarter. The Weed was smoking in the first half, wasn't he?
He certainly was, and it wasn't cigarettes. As the ball is knocked away by Stewie McCulley. Down onto the ground it goes. Scotty Morford's kick 3. Gets tackled on that occasion. Doesn't get away with the ball.
Glenelg fans will take something from this season. They've lost, what, 7 of their last 8, their last 6 straight. Today, it's been a performance full of character.
We're into the time-on period now as McCulley knocks it across there. The Weed went through and dropped the ball. Took too long to get rid of it as well. But this man just holds his tummy a bit. It's Alistair Burke. Bit of contact was made there. There's Andrew Pays. He just weaves his way through. Back it goes to Christensen, who was dealt a nasty blow in the first quarter. Here's Pays again from 49 metres out. Up in towards the left full forward pocket it goes. And Scotty Matthews is there. He squares it up. Good football, good vision. No one can grab it for the moment. The pressure is on and it's a rattling game of football.
Getting through, trying to kick it off the ground was Ricky Hall. Spear there for the Eagles, number 3. Exelby got away a handball. And now, right on the line, goes Zilla. Keeps it in. Pays couldn't get a kick away. Claimed. Ricky Hall. A hurried kick. Christensen stood his ground well. Lyndon Bowe was closing. Christensen squares it up. Hall runs down from centre half back. Leads it off to Pesh. Pesh is still running. The Eagles will need to take something from this match today. And I don't think it's just the fact that they've been killed last week and this week, and they need to regroup before the finals next week. That was Simon Nicholas getting first kick, second kick for him in this match. Rogers throws it out to Christensen. Flanked by Biglands. Pays fends off Simons. Now Biglands comes again. The big man got one high and a free kick.
He deserved that. He really is he's very, very impressive, this young man. Over it goes to Andrew Pays. Pays in turn gets the kick down the way of the full forward position. Another opportunity, a snap over the shoulder, but it won't go anywhere. Colville it was, but it'll be tidied up there, back in defence, and it'll be run away here by Thompson. Thompson's kick goes right out towards Reid. Reid has got it onto the left foot. That'll be a free kick, or should have been a free kick. The umpire disagrees with me. Perhaps he played the advantage, I'm not too sure. Here's the opportunity now for Jason Spear. Sends it down the way of the left half forward flank. Christensen coming through now. Well committed. Long, strong kick goes right up towards the full forward position. And desperation displayed by Alan Bartlett. And in the third quarter, I thought that he had played a quiet game. David Mackay informed me, and quite rightly, that he was a quiet achiever this afternoon. He's been very effective.
Yeah, I think that's a good square up, Elbows, because his game's been terrific. He's been very disciplined today, probably one of his best for the season as well, Bartlett. Now, big fly off, and it's impressive today.
Good player, this.
You know his dad a bit.
Yes, I saw his father play a lot of football in the 70s.
Let's do it.
And Big Dean Ottens, number 27, I reckon.
So Luke Ottens is carrying the family tradition. Goes long. Rogers pulled off it by Chigwidden. Now Hall recovers the ball. Quick hands in close. Pesh and Dillon, well, they almost handed it to each other. That's could be holding the ball. No, to the umpire. He's playing it on. Burke, hurried kick. And just inside the line it bounces. Pearce gathers it in. Ricochets away. Colville gives support. Now it's a high ball. Who wants it? It's an important one. Up the ground. Nobody gathers that. Simons. Nicholas pulled off the ball. Now Morford. Well, the intensity of Glenelg has been terrific right to the final siren.
Yes, it has. They faded a little in the third quarter, I suppose, but that was due to the very good football that the Eagles played. The Eagles outscored them. They kicked 4-4 in the third quarter, the Eagles, and Glenelg were only able to add 1-2. But for the most part of the game, it's been a terrific contribution by a good, solid Glenelg side. And McCulley is led from the front. Here comes the Weed. He'll run down Nicholas. Hip and shoulder. Got the ball. Oh, beautiful play there by the big man. Over it goes to Morford. A short little kick to Page. Away goes Andrew Page. Shoulders hunched over the footy. Bangs it up the way of centre half forward. No one can grab the football. Soderstrom was tackled too high. The umpire was badly out of position, and there's three of them. Out it comes towards Lyndon Bowe, and he takes the mark.
I might ask you, Elbows, to think about your best 3 or 4 players for each team as War marks on the grandstand wing. We're into time on by, 3.5, almost 4 minutes. War steadies it down. There's no need. They may as well just keep attacking. 35 points, 37 points, correction, the margin. X will be 36. Dillon goes for the boundary and dumps it across. Now I wonder, Elbows, have you got your best players picked out?
Well, it wouldn't be all that hard, I suppose. For Glenelg, you'd look at players like McCulley, Thompson, Ottens, Gigney, and probably Ricky Hall as well. Just 4 or 5 there, and from Woodville, while Andrew Rogers is a standout, you'd also have to look at Wiedemann and Dillon on a half-back flank. I've been impressed with, and Pays has got better. So, and you'd give a special mention to Biglands and Scott Matthews.
Comments Ian Aitken, a former television commentator, now with 5 RPH. You can hear him in the mornings with David Hooks on 1197. And Burke thumps it forward. This is Pearce, number 13 for the Eagles, chips it wide. The runner is Hall, sets out after it. And you've got to suggest that they've really missed today Neiman, Bailey, Simpson, their big men, because Glenelg's big men today have been quite outstanding.
Yes, it has, and Stuart McCulley really has dominated, and it might have been a different situation if Neiman had been out there, but they've always had terrific duels over the years, those two, and there's McCulley palming it away again beautifully. They'll run the ball clear. The Eagles now looking okay as Devine has got the ball on the end of a string of hand passes. He swings the ball towards Wiedemann. What? Nearly took a magic mark, but of course didn't, and in actual fact interfered with Lyndon Bowe and Lyndon Bowe. Or was it young Christensen?
Yeah, Simon Nicholas.
Nicholas.
Left footer. Spent a fair bit of time on the bench. Went to full back when he came on. So it seems to have some good skills. Pays, pulled off it. Clever work, Matthews. Gets it out. Oh, it's all over, isn't it? It's just a training run now.
Well, it was all over some while ago, DB.
Yep.
But that's young Simons.
It's John Simons.
John Simons, or as they describe him in the budget, Jonathan Simons.
I think he'll be happy with John.
I'm sure he's happy with John.
Not easy being the coach's brother, I dare say.
No, but you just play your own game and be your own self as Christensen brings the ball back into play. Comes off hands. McDonald, it looked like, back into attack it goes. Marty Dillon went up with one hand, probably should have had two. Not easy to mark the ball with two hands and one hand. And the Glenelg supporters would be wrapped with this performance today as Adam Pearce brings the ball away. It's been nice and effective. Here's Andrew Paisley, you're an outright champion.
He goes long. There were plenty up to core acceptances. Falls down now. Bartlett playing a very tidy game, but that kick wasn't too good. Spear on the left, drills it in long and low. The target was Kluzak. Clean bowls him, over the shoulder it goes, and out the back door Bartlett gets another opportunity. This time he goes with a handball. John Simons missed it, so I think the firmer grounds and the way the ball's bouncing just confusing a few players today. But it is late in a hard-fought game, and you can forgive the players for some late errors when they're tired.
Glenelg 15 goals, 12. The Eagles 8 goals, 16 in the dying stages of ABC sport. McCulley, right palm, gets it down. The chance now for this man who's grabbed his opportunities in Alistair Burke. Far side, and that is the siren to complete the football match.
Well, thanks for your help for today, Ian Aitken. Elbows to his fans. Glenelg 15 goals, 12, 102. Have defeated the Eagles 8 goals, 16, 64, breaking a 6-game losing drought. It was Ricky Hall. Okay. Now, is Triggy thrown to that, Des? Sorry? Three. How many who?
Just try the other seat, David.
Do you want me to just move over?
How's that?
Keep going. As far as you can go, Dave. Thank you, Dave.
Now, can somebody talk to me? Thank you. I just thought I'd lost everyone, that's all. Righto. Yep. Albos, do you get the final score?
Final score, I didn't write it down. Now, that's unusual.
I always do.
I always write it down.
Listen, I'm up top with David.
You can go down if you need to.
You all right?
Yeah.
David's released me, mate. I'll just shoot down.
I'm fine. We think it's Mark Tyler, by the way.
Good win. Played well. Played well. A fair bit to go. Actually wonder why players don't have a fair bit to go all the time.
Do you want this, Keith, and I'll go and do some stuff outside?
Sorry, Triggy, I'm just doing my crunches. Just bear with me. I'm 10,002, 10,003. Sorry. No, they were fat boy crunches, Triggy. Actually, it was a great game of football. Glenelg came out with all guns firing in the opening half, and as you can see by the scoreboard, at half-time they led by 36 points, and you would have thought at that stage that the game was well and truly gone, but the Eagles came back and rallied with 4 goals, 4 in the third quarter, while Glenelg only managed 1 goal, 2, and it set the game up in a very interesting light at three-quarter time, with the Eagles coming home and looking very, very good, trailing by 16 points, and Glenelg were always going to need to find something if they were going to hold out and win this game. I think you even need to go back further than that, Stephen. They've lost, 7 of their last 8. They've lost their last 6 straight.
There's talk about a new coach at Glenelg, and clearly the club is in turmoil. Today they came here, they had Jim West out who was suspended, they had Kretschmer out with a shoulder injury, Mark Edwards out with an ankle injury, and they didn't look like anything was going to change. The Eagles had more or less counted the points, and I think that's where they made their mistake, because Glenelg were fantastic. They were tough and hard at the ball and really disciplined and disciplined. Hello, we're with you. Yep. Right, we're ready to go when you are. Can you tell us when the next... Here we go. We're ready. Hey? Hey? Testing 1, 2, 3.
All 3 goals.
We were ready. What happened?
Yeah, put that on.
We missed the first goal, mate.
That's all right.
Humorous. You've won. Everything's fun. Ricky Hall should have kicked 10 today. You know. That's, now the next.
Next goal, 6 minutes.
I'll tell you what. You've come in direct. Yeah. And then it's just. We'll tell you who the goal is. It's just fun. You've won. They're losers. You're winners. It's all happy. All right. Yep. All right. Hang on a minute. I'll go and tell Mark Tyler.
Okay.
Yeah. Hello. Now I'll get him to do them. That's what he's here for. Is there an Eagle goal now? 5 minutes. I'll be back in a sec.
What's that, mate? Yeah, I know, mate. I'm always trying to hog the limelight, just in case I get discovered.
Go, mate. There you go. Good, good.
Thanks a lot.